And here we are.
I want to make sure we're unmuted this time. Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah and Michelle. It's Friday, which means we're going to bring you this week's headline news stories, which include but are not limited to. Now, I know it says.
One day I want to be cool.
No, you got it. It's cool. You're gangster. You're so ganky. I just made up that word.
I'm sure that's not
It's a word
awesome.
I made up. Ganky. Turn it sideways. For the podcast listeners. Yeah! Let's go! Come on and do it. Leah's got a new hat on, which is a hat I wear regularly. We just have two of them.
It looks so much different on
No,
you.
it's so cool. It's so awesome. Looks great. Don't you guys think she looks nice? Speaking of looking nice, now I'm going to get to the stories here in a second. When I do the show intros, you didn't get any videos. You didn't get nothing because what's more important? Starting timely, which we still were late, but I had 25 minutes to put together something that normally takes me an hour and a half. So let's all thank the Lord Jesus. But I wanted to do a poll.
It feels like it's just bent in the wrong direction.
That sounds spiritual.
Doesn't it look like
You got the wrong bent. We're running two different conversations here. So throw people off.
It looks like can you see it?
Yeah.
It's literally
Why didn't turn it sideways?
because
Nope. Nope.
gonna
It's good
bother
that way.
people.
No, it's not. Everyone will love it
The
like
whole
that.
show.
Okay. All right. Let me get back to it. You didn't get your normal standard intro that previews what you're about to see
with a couple videos.
with a couple of videos. You didn't get that this time.
You
Now,
just got moving pictures.
right, and even that I threw together. It's the worst
Erica
thumbnail
Kirk
ever.
and Candace going like this. That was great.
Yeah, well, I didn't put
Tina
any effort
Peters
into
and
it.
Trump going in and out like this.
Right, I didn't put any effort into it at all. I just threw it
Very
together.
1990s of you.
Right.
Loved it.
So we need a vote. Do we want to show up on time? But see, I don't think it even will work that way. Because if
then
I
you'll just
just,
make
because then I'll just shorten, you know what I mean? It won't work. Forget the poll. Okay.
Tina Peters.
Tina Peters. So did Trump pardon her? Did he not?
It's out on True Social.
And that makes it truth. So he says he has pardoned her. Mm-hmm. He has not officially pardoned her. Here's the thing though.
It's a very strange dichotomy.
We're going to get
right
into
now.
this tonight. Tina Peters is not doing well.
No.
This is, in my humble opinion, you can say Trump just must not have known. This woman has been wrongfully imprisoned for how long has she been in jail?
Oh my gosh.
We'll get into the details tonight, but it's been so long. And just the picture that you see where she looks really beautiful.
That's not.
No, they have sucked the soul out of her. Okay, like all the time that the people around her are giving us updates that are like, she's not okay.
She's not okay.
And you know, it's just like Julian Assange, right? This is what they do.
I'm emotional today already, and so I'm going to start crying because she was 69 years old when this started.
Yeah.
And she's got all this health problems, and she basically was trying to save the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. We do have they used the word wicked winter weather. Was that because it was an alliteration? Wicked winter weather.
Yeah.
Well, it's just gonna it's not even gonna be that bad.
I have a new Twitter.
But we'll get to that in a second too. It is going to get bad. We had Snowmageddon last night. It melted within hours. So that was not much. It's supposed to come back again. Now, for us here in Ohio, I get that all y'all like Michiganders and Wisconsiners and all y'all anners and the East Coasters. I was saying this to Kim and little Leah last night. I'm like, listen, I know that y'all get cold. We don't get that cold. We don't hit zero like ever. Hardly. Okay, so it's very, very rare. Like maybe once a winter.
Yeah,
we hit
I
it.
literally was like, I turned on the news just to listen, and I was like, what? Say it again, Sam. Negative 15-degree wind chill.
Right. Well, that doesn't happen to us here.
I was out in almost like a t-shirt today, like that.
So we have
weather.
Sunday, overnight Sunday is going to be 0 degrees and it's going to be 12. Now, again, you Canadians,
Fine for you.
that's fine for you. It's not fine for us. Our pigs are not used to it. Our chickens are not used to it. Okay. So we're hunkering down. We're battening the hatches. Whatever that means, we're battening them. The hatches are getting battened here at God's
And
Little
we
Acre.
have been, and we didn't do a follow-up video to show you guys the other things that we did. Michelle and I did too. When we just showed you one thing that we did, winterizing the pen, and then what I didn't show you how many of you watched that winterizing the pen video?
Yeah.
Where I stapled up those feed bags. So those girls have decided that they are play toys and have been
No.
going through and yanking them off. They're playing with
Matt
them.
identified what it is. They're feed bags. They smell like yummy feed.
They're taking the old ones off that have been up there forever.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, well, that debunks that theory then, doesn't it? All right, so that's funny. They're pulling them off and playing with them. Also, precious metals. They dropped today. Silver did. Silver went down a little bit.
You can't say that because it's up over the week.
So what is it right now?
60, I think.
$60. $60. That is crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
It is.
Okay.
It literally hit 65 today.
No, it did not.
Oh, we're just about.
Hang
Yes.
on, I'm gonna look at this myself. 62.18 it is right now. That's
No, it's not.
yeah.
Oh.
Holy Moses. So we're going to talk about that. Now, the elephant in the room.
We got one?
Don't do that again. No, it was actually really good. It was good.
Well, didn't that sound like one?
No, I think an elephant would sound like. No?
Somewhere
Which one
between
was.
the two.
They come just for this stuff. I know all y'all went, Michelle, that was too loud in our ears. I'm sure it probably was. I apologize ahead of time. I actually meant to make that noise that you make, but that you know what I'm talking about. I can't
Bank
do
of
it.
America raises its 12-month
All right,
target to 65.
forget the
Actually
elephant thing.
hit 64 and only dropped to 62.9.
There are no elephants, but the elephant in the room is this. Candace Owens and Erica Kirk are now they are now the face. No, listen to me. Listen to
The
me.
whole freaking internet. I'm sorry.
No,
we
not
don't
just
use that
we
word.
do
It just-
not
it-
use the F word,
That's not the F word.
but we don't use that one. It's Freaky Friday. That's all you can
It's
say.
Freaky Friday.
No, they are the face of the dividing line in Mega. You know what I mean?
They are.
So someone, and this was actually funny. I laughed.
So tired. Every influencer on Influencer World is going after Candace Owens. You know what?
You just interrupted me.
I'm sorry.
It's hard for them to keep track when we do that to each other. I actually don't care.
They pay money for this.
Do they really? You guys come for the interruptions?
$59.99.
Can you keep track?
Money
All right,
back
so-
guaranteed to have interruptions.
Okay, don't interrupt this one. I want to find the picture. Let me Google this. Candace Owens
All I want to do is make the elephant noise again now.
as Katniss.
No way.
Yeah. So somebody made this into a meme, and
She's not black.
no, it's not. Please tell me somebody has this posted.
Was it on Instagram?
I don't know where it was. So you know when Katniss Everdeen, if you guys have not seen Hunger Games, I'm sorry, you're probably more Christian than me, but I love these films. So at the time where it's like the second or third film, okay, where I think it's the second one, where she does this and she looks up at the screen like that. They did that. They made Candace that. They made Candace that. Okay, which is defying, okay, the powers that be, right? Which is hilarious. I can't believe somebody did it. I can't believe I can't even find it. That's really funny. That's even more funnier that I can't find it. But the point is, this feud, we're going to play clips. I'm not going to play it right now. We're going to play Erica Kirk. You tell me what you think about this thing that she's got going on. You know what I should have done tonight? I should have done it. I should have put on my I don't know if you guys ever noticed this. I don't wear eyeliner under my eyes ever. I don't like it. It makes me look weird. Every other female can pull it off, but Michelle. So I don't do it. I have eyeliner obviously in a large way on my eyes, but she wears this eyeliner on her eyes. And there's something about the way she does this, like, smoldering. What is it? What is it that she does? Piercing. Like, I think she thinks she has beams that come out of her eyes. Because if I had beams that come out of my eyes, that's what it would look like. Stop. No, we're not doing it. I don't even have the ability to do it. We're going to show you the clip. It's hilarious.
Stop.
I think she's a robot. I don't know.
I think it's contacts. I think that's all it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, because she didn't look that way.
Michelle, check your text messages.
No sound. Please tell me we did that whole thing.
Oh, that's not even it, but that's interesting. So that is super interesting. It's a lot like that, but it's not that one. But that's hilarious that people are doing this. Okay. They're making her the face. Thank you, Kimberly. You are amazing. They are making her the face of the rebellion. Mm-hmm. Okay, which is funny to me because she's worth millions. She can't be the face of the rebellion, worth millions, but she is asking some very interesting questions. I actually wish she was asking some different questions that I actually have that I don't think she's even addressed, but there's that. Sherry says, I'm here to get my $5 worth. Ha ha, you're awesome. So Sherry's one of our monthly subscribers, which if you want to be one of our monthly subscribers on Rumble, you can do so for $5. You guys are amazing. I think there's like 10 of you. And I love each and every single one of you. You are in my heart. Okay. They get the little elephant, I think, next to their name here. He says, Frank said that he can do an elephant noise. That's great, Frank, but you're not here. And we don't have you to do it. I apparently cannot. And Leah cannot either. And both of our efforts, I think, left a lot to be desired. Let me read a couple more comments and then we're going to get into the meat of tonight's show. Sherry says, I don't mind later shows when I don't have to work the next day. That's funny. Jim said, I thought that it was a state issue and Trump had no authority to pardon her. Trump can pardon anybody. Can't he? State issue or not. Like he can pardon anybody. It doesn't have to be a federal crime. But they were bringing up federal charges against her. I just don't think that those ones stuck. But worth bringing up. Thank you. No, Jewel, you have not missed. She says, I've missed all the shows this week. Oh, yeah, that's right. And you're going to really like the schizophrenia one. You need to go watch that one from Tuesday. You don't have an evil eye. That must be what it is. Jewel says it's the pageant eyes for Erica. You know, maybe it is. Oh, I missed going live on Instagram. We're going to go live over there a little bit late. And okay, we're live. I'm just trying to check the place and make sure we're live and checking comments here. Kathleen says Trump pardoned her, but he can only pardon federal crimes, not state. I think that's what was said. I don't think that that's true, though.
I think he could be. It could be. I think he's right. I think she's right.
Kathleen, you might be right. I don't think you're right. I don't want you to be right, but you might be right. Kelly, I'm not sure why you're here. If you have a problem with Tina Peters and you think that she's a criminal, we just might not be the show for you. You know, but stick around. We have a good time.
You can please stay, really, but you just need to know that we are friends with Mike Lindell. So that you might not want to be our friend.
Glenda says, I'm here for my $5 worth too, but you're worth way more. You are awesome. Donna does say he can't pardon for state charges. Well, count Michelle wrong.
Symbolically.
Unbelievable.
So he signs a formal. Lawyer claims it applies to state charges. This is going to go to the Supreme Court, maybe? So Trump has signed a formal pardon for Tina Peters. The lawyer claims it applies to state charges. Tina Tickerton.
How about read that again?
Peter Tickton, who, see, do you know, I have to tell you, I have a little bit.
Peterson and Peter Tickton. Dyslexia. I get it. It was close.
I have to tell you, I do have a little bit of dyslexia.
Your eyeballs went like this.
My eyes just did that. Yeah. So who represents the former Mesa County clerk moves ahead with effort to free client from the Colorado prison. President Donald Trump signed a formal pardon for Tina Peters, according to Peter Tickton, her Florida-based attorney, who shared the pardon document with Newsline on Friday. The document, which appears to be dated December 5th, says it grants a full and unconditional pardon for those offenses she has or may have committed or taken part in related to election integrity and security during the period of January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2021. The pardon applies to Peters' conviction on state charges, Tickton said. The charges related to Peters' role in a 2021 security breach when she was the Mesa County clerk. Presidential pardons have universally been understood to apply only to federal crimes, not state crimes. Reports about Trump's claim to have pardoned Peters, announced on social media Thursday, characterized it as empty or symbolic. Trump's pardon has no, quote, legal impact on her state conviction and incarceration, according to CNN. But Tickton says the pardon is the tool he needs to compel Colorado to free Peters. She didn't commit any federal crimes, Tickton said in an interview with Newsline. The only thing that she could be pardoned on are state offenses, because that's all that's out there. Peters, 70, is incarcerated at the La Vista Correctional Facility in Pueblo. The Republican was convicted by a Mesa County jury for her role in a security breach of her own election equipment that was part of an effort to find evidence that the 2020 presidential election was stolen. She was sentenced last year, October 2024. She has been applying for a pardon, and looks like Tickton followed up last week with a letter to Trump in which he detailed his argument that Trump has the power to pardon Peters. He says the Constitution references to the United States apply to the individual states as well as the country. Let's read what the Constitution says. What does the Constitution say about presidential?
You're really going to trust a biased search result?
I'm gonna read the Constitution.
Okay. How about Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1? The president shall be commander-in-chief of the army. And we know all that, right?
Yeah, where's the overview of the pardon power? Okay. The Constitution establishes the president's authority to... Oh, yeah, right there. Keep going.
Okay.
And shall have power. Just read the whole thing. It's
okay.
like a one paragraph.
And of the militia of the several states, when called into the actual service of the United States, he may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. Now, what I find very interesting here is that it does mention the militia of the several states. So states are mentioned in this. I think the hiccup is that it says
offenses against the United States. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be over
the federal
an offense that's over against the entire United States. You know, and quite frankly, wouldn't an interfering in the American election be an offense against the United States if that's
a federal election?
Even
though
technically,
federal charges weren't brought,
I think that she actually found a golden ticket, because even if you want to say that it has to apply to something against the whole of the United States,
well,
that's exactly it. It was the presidential election,
right?
But I would broaden it. I mean, the Constitution establishes the president's authority to grant clemency, encompassing not only pardons of individuals, but several other forms of relief from criminal punishment as well. The power, which has historical roots in early English law, has been recognized by the Supreme Court as well as quite broad.
Can we have it just
I am reading from a government. Just give me one moment. We're learning here. In the 1886 case, Ex parte Garland, the court referred to the president's authority to pardon as unlimited, except in cases of impeachment, extending to every offense known to the law and able to be exercised either before legal proceedings are taken or during their pendency or after conviction and judgment. Much later, the court wrote that the broad power conferred in the Constitution gives the president plenary authority to forgive convicted person in part or entirely, to reduce a penalty in terms of a specified number of years, or alter it with certain conditions. Despite the breadth of the president's authority under the Pardon Clause, the Constitution's text provides for at least two limits on the power. First, clemency must be granted for offenses against the United States, meaning that state criminal offenses and federal or state criminal claims are not covered. Second, the president's clemency authority cannot be used in cases of impeachment. That's what it says on constitution.congress.gov. However, if I were a Supreme Court judge and I'm reading the Constitution, I do know that I'm supposed to interpret it in the way
that the founding fathers
intended it.
Right.
But I'm going to say that I would have to go read. I guess I would have to go read what they meant, because that would be a deep dive that you would have to take, because my cursory reading of this Constitution is if you committed a crime in the United States.
Right. Okay. So please let me indulge me for a couple minutes. Kelly, I'm so glad you're here. Kelly says, you popped up in my feed. I live in her town. and she was tried and convicted by Republicans. You're just another set of Trump whores. Kelly says, let me finish. Kelly, so glad you're here. State rules for federal elections. Each state has their own rules. You two are complete morons. Kelly. So glad you're here.
How long are you going to be here, Kelly?
Please stick around. I'm glad that you live in Tina Peters' town. Here's the deal about being a Trump whore. Which, first of all, what is it with people that have Trump derangement syndrome that have to use name calling? Morons, whores. This may come as a surprise to you. We're the complete opposite of whores. Leah doesn't like me to talk about it. We're sisters. I'm not going to talk about it, but we live the most pure and celibate life that you can possibly imagine. Okay, so whores is out. Okay, pumpkin. Okay, Kelly, pumpkin. Here's the problem. If you want to tune into a show that loves Trump so that you can hate on them, again,
wrong show,
because we aren't Trump supporters. Okay, pumpkin? So if you would like to troll on a channel that loves Trump, you're going to have to find another podcast because we are not Trump supporters. We used to be. We are not now. We call him out all of the time. Does that mean that the 2020 election was everything was happy-go-lucky and hunky-dory? No. But what it does mean is that we have election interference on both sides. Okay, do you remember when Hillary Clinton was like, I won? We're not convinced that she did or she didn't. I don't know. All I know is that these elections have been rigged for like 100 years. And so for Tina Peters to go to jail for something that they've been doing for the past like 10 decades is ridiculous. Okay?
She wasn't even trying to rig a stupid election. She was trying to just get evidence. She wasn't
hang
doing
on.
anything.
Okay, so here's the thing we don't allow. You can't use the F-bomb on the chat, man.
Yeah, we don't curse here. We're actually
I'll have to ban you for that one. I will give you a little, I'll give you a warning. I don't know if you're a dude Kelly or a girl Kelly. So if I'm misgendering you, I apologize. So I'm going to have to just hide that comment. Cause we're a family friendly show. We don't use the F-bomb.
But we don't get a lot of trolls. So please
glad you're
stay
here.
And troll.
By all means.
You don't have to ban anybody. We're just can't swear.
Right. You can't use the F-bomb. You can use anything else. You can, even
we
the whores is fine.
We used to get a lot more trolls on YouTube, but we don't get any. It's just nice to hear from you.
It is. Yes, exactly. I'm glad that you're here. So I didn't ban you, from I just try to do a little better. So here's the thing. And I can't F off because it's my own channel. I think that would be your responsibility to leave if that's the intent of the sentence that you mean by that word. Okay. So anyway, we're not going anywhere. But we do not support Trump. We are not Trump supporters. I just want to make that abundantly clear. You can be a sound-minded human being that says, you know what? I think there's something wrong with our government on both sides without being a Republican or a Democrat. You can find yourself in kind of that middle road. Like, I think all of y'all are crazy. So you're kind of, I'm going to have to ban you now that you did the big F-bomb again after I asked. Okay, so sorry. But Jesus loves you, and we do too. But since you did it twice after we asked you not to, I'll have to ban you from the page. Okay.
Democrats don't have self-control.
They don't have any self-control at all. We tried. So here's the thing. We talk about Trump derangement syndrome. It's not just Trump derangement syndrome. What we find specifically and unfortunately almost exclusively on the left is that they can't have regular conversations without name calling, belittling, and curse words. They don't have any self-control to be civil. Because their moral code is, if you don't think exactly like the machine, the mainstream media, then they have and this is why we see all of the like assassination attempts and stuff like that. And what happened to Charlie Kirk, these people get so crazy that they try to kill people, And so I pray for you. Like I'm going to just pray for you right now. I'm going to plead the blood of Jesus.
So this will probably go to the Supreme Court and we'll see where it goes from there. But I'm glad that he did. And I would hope that the governor of Colorado would at least honor it in the meantime. Yeah. Like let her go to a halfway house or something. Like,
but I do have to pray deliverance for this person because I don't trust the devil inside of them. Right. And so I'm just praying for you, Kelly. I banned them from the show, so they're not even seeing this now because they're just completely gone. But plead the head to protection over their mental stability because they are obviously
Not mentally sound.
not mentally sound. Okay. Right. So I just thank you, God, for complete protection for our live stream and our people over everything, because
Amen.
these people have demons, literally. You can't act like that without a demonic influence.
Well, good thing we're not Candace Owens, because you wouldn't have time to pray for all the people.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, we're going to get into Candace in a little bit.
So the Colorado officials have said one of the most basic principles of our Constitution is that states have independent sovereignty and manage our own criminal justice systems without interference from the federal government. The idea that president could pardon someone tried and convicted in state court has no precedent in American law, which would be an outrageous departure from what our Constitution requires and would not hold up, he added. So they keep saying she was convicted by a jury of the peers. That's not exactly how pardons work, by the way.
Do you know how many people are federally convicted by juries?
Not for people who are innocent. Yeah, that's a moot point to say she was. That is a talking point. That is a moot talking point.
Do you know how many guilty people that Biden auto-penned pardoned?
Like, really? Here's the thing: Trump pardoned a really guilty guy who stole ton of money from.
All of these presidents are pardoning guilty people. All of them.
I don't believe Tina Peters is guilty of anything.
No,
I would not have convicted her. She didn't do anything wrong, and you know, she doesn't deserve to be in jail. And that's the truth, and I'm sticking with it. She does not deserve to be in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
are you guys seeing all the screen
weird.
glitches that I'm seeing?
So
or is it just on my end? All right, I want to read a couple of comments here. Kimberly says, if Biden can pardon people who were not convicted of any crime, why couldn't Trump pardon her?
Yeah, why?
It's such a great point, Kimberly. So Biden literally preemptively pardoned Fauci.
Yeah.
In case he were to be. So what in the
why
world?
Don't states go ahead and just bring charges against Fauci?
Such a great question. Thank you for that. Jules says, anyone have David Barton's number? He will know. Why does Trump derangement people also use sexual insults? It's such a great question. Kimberly says, when you resort to name calling, you already lost the argument. Jules says, not always. Have you read some of the insults of our founding fathers? They make Shakespeare blush. LOL. No, I get it though. You're right, Kim. But Jewel, that's a good point. All right, so my screen is glitching, so thank you guys for letting me know. Joanne, who is in Australia, says Tina Peters definitely doesn't deserve to be in jail.
That's right. Okay, so Trump floated the idea of sending out $1,000 or $2,000 checks. Now, Scott Bassett, the gay guy with the son, strange guy, is so excited going around telling that instead of that, you're just going to get very large refunds, very large,
wait,
$1,000 to $2,000 per household on your tax return.
Refunds, extra.
So basically, what they've done is they've reordered how much money is going to be taken out of your paycheck, and this is embarrassing to me because he says this is really, really going to help Americans out. We're going to take less out of their paycheck. Now, this won't affect a lot of self-employed people
like us.
No, not at all, because these are for people that have already paid into the system, and you're just going to get more of your own money back. Okay.
Okay.
So $1,000 to $2,000 per household.
Okay.
He's so excited because next year they've rewritten the tax code to take less taxes out of people's, withholdings every month.
Okay.
That's like $90 a month.
Yay.
So you're going to really notice a big uptick in your take-home pay, he says.
Stop it.
$1,000 to $2,000 per household. That's like $90 a month per person. That's embarrassing. And the fact that they would think that anybody would think that that's a big deal is embarrassing. The only people that this would be a big deal to are the people that Trump had promised to just give the checks to, which are low and middle income people. Mm-hmm. Right? And he's like, it's really going to be,
No, it's really only going to help low income people. It's not going to help middle income people.
So we're going to see $100 billion to $150 billion in refunds, which could be These promises keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Several provisions in the legislations, including auto deductibility and no tax on tips, are to thank for the payday, he says. Americans with jobs have not yet adjusted their tax withholding, so many will receive refunds next year. After getting the refund, U.S. residents are expected to change their withholding status so that less tax is taken from each paycheck. Workers will then see a real increase in their wages.
Yeah.
A real increase.
Can we break that down weekly? Was that $20 a week?
$20 a week, man. You're going to get a real increase in your wages. Real increase.
That's $2 a day.
Whoa. Big time. We're last of the big time spenders. So, speaking of money, Marjorie Taylor Greene shares out Ann Vandersteel. She says, "This is the MAGA sentiment I'm seeing everywhere. Look, I'm not shifting to the left or developing end-stage TDS. Look, we're not. We still have people who hate us. Isn't that great? You cannot be developing Trump derangement syndrome when people on the left come on your show and hate you."
It's $4 a day. Forgive me, I did my math wrong.
Okay.
Just FYI. It's $4 a day. That's a real increase, Leah, for a lot of people. That's a joke. I'm being sarcastic.
Okay. Ann Vandersteel says, "I'm old enough to remember when Trump said he would end the Ukraine war day one. Instead, he just gave them $800 billion. Is that the right word? 800 million?
That's
800 million for each of the next 2 years to keep it going. Look, I'm not shifting to the left or developing end-stage TDS. I just know what I voted for, and this ain't it. I voted to stop sending welfare checks to Zelensky. That didn't happen. I voted for big Democrat arrests. That didn't happen. I've been in this thing for a very long time, and I know and Vandersteel uses curse words. I know when I'm being sold a load of dinosaur poop. Trump came in as a breath of fresh air. Lately, he's an ill wind that blows no good." Other people are saying, I'm leaning the same way.
Dun,
And
dun, dun.
how are you leaning?
Well, the Kelly person doesn't understand. They, because you know what? They don't want us to come shift towards their side as far as how we feel about Trump. They want us to keep loving Trump so that they can keep talking badly about him.
It's a fun sport for them.
Right.
They don't actually want to have a conversation and have comes to some sort of agreement.
Right.
Now, I would hope, you know what would be funny? I think that they would appreciate what Trump has done here.
And that's why they don't like it.
What? Like what?
They don't like us to not like him because what that means is that he's doing things that they like.
Oh, he's doing a lot of things that Democrats like.
I know.
President Trump this week signed an executive order blocking state regulations for AI, federalizing AI, making it so that all these AI companies can just do what they want universally and you can't stop them.
You want me to play this?
Mm-hmm. If you can.
With your commitment to grow the American economy and create potentially millions of new American jobs and maintain America's technological and military superiority in the years ahead, this is an executive order that orders aspects of your administration to take decisive action to ensure that AI can operate within a single national framework in this country, as opposed to being subject to state-level regulation that could potentially cripple the industry. David Sachs, your AI and crypto czar, has been one of the key players and key authors behind this EO. He can give you more of the granular detail, but the big picture is that we're taking steps to ensure that AI operates under a single national standard so that we can reap the benefits that will come from it in terms of economic growth, job development, national security, and technological edge.
And it's really the biggest industry that anybody's seen. I mean, it's taking off. And again, I believe there'll only be one country that really benefits, and it should be the United States. And it will be if we do this, if we're unified. We have to be unified. China is unified because they have one vote. That's President Xi. He says do it, and that's the end of that. You know, we have a different system. but we have a system that's good, but we only have a system that's good if it's smart. David Sachs, could you say a few words, please?
Yes, sir. So, as you pointed out, we have over 1,000 bills going through state legislatures right now to regulate AI. Over 100 of them have already passed. 25% of them are in California, New York, and Illinois. You've got 50 states running in 50 different directions. It just doesn't make sense. We're creating a confusing patchwork of regulation. And what we need is a single federal standard. And that's what the CEO says, sir, is it basically states that the policy of our administration is to create that federal framework. We're going to work with Congress, like the chairman here of the Commerce Committee, Senator Cruz, and other members of Congress to define that framework. In the meantime, this EO gives your administration tools to push back on the most onerous and excessive state regulations. We're not going to push back on all of them. For example, kid safety, we're going to protect.
Okay, so we're going to protect the kids. I look at this and I think to myself, why is Trump surrounded by all of these tech people that have done nothing but sell us out the river? Like, the only place that we can do any talking, except for me, is Twitter. Google, any of these AI chats, they're not going to lead you to ivermectin. They're not going to lead you to natural remedies. They're not going to tell you the truth about any of the real conspiracies that are actually real. This AI world is designed because the internet is out of control, and we are to be controlled again. And so when some states, maybe Sarah Huckabee Sanders in Arkansas, would like to put some rules or regulations on AI, now they can't. Mm-hmm. Now they can't. So everything, and we know that nothing gets done federally. Like, you're not going to get anything passed in Congress that's going to save you if you find that AI is using images wrongly, using your image.
Can I finish? No, you finish.
So the only way that we are going to have control over this crazy AI beast and monstrosity that is getting out of control is at the state level. This is something that we, the people, need to have a say in. And so what they're saying is, trust us. The OpenAI, Sam Altman, was just on a podcast saying that he's been trying to use AI to get his surrogate son not to throw his pizza to the floor. Sam Altman was reliably accused of murdering a whistleblower on Tucker Carlson's show. Sam Altman is a very weird cyborg type person. When you ask them, what are your moral standards for how AI responds? Well, he says acceptable moral standards of the West or whatever. Really? So transing kids, abortion, gun rights, they have all wormed and parasitically Trump and the White House. I want you to picture them as the gut of a North Korean farm worker. Okay? Do you know what they found in the gut? You know what they find in every gut of every North Korean that escapes?
Oh, yeah. Parasites.
Just full of parasites. They are just full of them. And that is what the White House is full of. When you see David Sachs, Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, these names, that all these people who are, even Bernie stinking Sanders posted that all these people are billions of dollars richer.
Can I insert
since Trump
something?
got in office? By the rest of us, they're trying to be like, here, aren't you happy with $1,000 back on your refund? We're going to take a little bit less out of your paycheck. District 9.
That's a nod to the Hunger Games film. No, as I'm sitting here and I'm getting more and more nauseous with every word that you say, all I can envision are all of these people. No.
I need some healing for the soul.
All of these people that you just named. Guys, if you are still holdouts for Trump, you're probably not watching our show, but just in case you are. Trump is literally making policy based on what these guys are telling him to do.
Exactly.
They tell him they don't want to be regulated by the states with AI and all of the tech ridiculousness that they're trying to take over the world with. And Trump says, okay.
What does he mean by that? It means us, we the people. California's not going to jump in and try to regulate AI. That's Silicon Valley. It's going to be some little podunk town in Oklahoma that rises up and said, we need to start regulating this AI. It's going to be Tennessee or something that's going to regulate AI. And it's literally an eye in the normal people who start to get a whiff of what AI is up to.
And then the states can't do anything. And so then
when we say the states, we just mean, let's put this in perspective. I just want to translate this for you. It's not that they don't want the states. The state, there's no such thing as the states. They don't want you and I to stop anything that they're doing.
Let's put it into another way of looking at things. They have plans to federalize everything. We're talking about China, CCP level social credit scores. We're talking about digital currency. The paper dollar goes the way of the dinosaur, and everything that about America gets federalized. And they're going to do it under the guise of, well, it has to through like economic collapse or something. I truly believe that the next, besides aliens, the next shoe to drop is the next COVID type issue that we're looking at is going to be the economic collapse when they rush in with modern monetary theory, UBI, universal basic income, and it's all going to have to be run by AI. And you're all going to have to surrender to it. Okay? And so what they're doing right now should tell you everything you need to know about their plans for the future and your monetary life.
Can you bring up these two tweets for me?
Sure. But I just want to finish this thought because I'm not telling you guys to be afraid. We have to be aware so we can pray against it. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to handcuff the states because AI can do anything. Mm-hmm. So if they can do this, guys, hear me. And I believe that this is a prophetic word or just wisdom, whichever you want to categorize it as. If they can get anything to be put under this, I'm gonna start speaking in tongues. Be careful. Leah, what happened with issue 1 this past 2 years ago with here in Ohio?
What, the left came in and got a
on the
constitutional ballot on our ballot.
Tell them what they put on the ballot and what passed.
You tell them. I do a lot of talking on the show.
So they passed under the guise and the umbrella of a woman's right to choose. Mm-hmm. They essentially constitutionalized the ability to not convict anybody that rapes a little child because they can all say that it was consensual because they put it under the wording of reproductive rights. Mm-hmm. So if a 5-year-old, quote unquote, consents to an adult, well, then you can't say anything against them because the child has consented and this is their reproductive right, regardless of age, regardless of gender. Mm-hmm. Same thing applies to transing kids. Yeah. That's their reproductive choice. Mm-hmm. So any child can get a sex change, or you can't ever change your sex, but you know what I mean? These genital mutilating surgeries because, and it was all under the umbrella that they ushered in and they got Republicans, my neighbors, to vote yes on this thing because they're like, well, but I believe in a woman's right to choose. Mm-hmm. That's not what you were voting for.
Yeah.
So even if you were okay with, well, but I don't care. I don't really care whether the states can control AI or not. Mm-hmm. Full stop. All of a sudden, medical issues are controlled by AI. Your ID is controlled by AI. Your bank is controlled by AI. Your reproductive rights are controlled by AI. Anything that they want to not have states be able to control, they can easily put it underneath of the umbrella of AI. This is Pandora's box. And not because AI is going to come in and take over the world itself. It's because they have now decided, hey, guess what? We can put anything under the umbrella of AI and the states won't be able to control it. So they have what Trump has done has just signed into effect the complete and utter neutering of anything that they don't want the states to control. Full stop. This should be the biggest news story to hit anytime, anywhere in decades. Yeah. This is huge. And Trump did this at the bidding of Silicon Valley, at the bidding of these people that we have called out as monsters for a decade. And on our show for 8 years. We're going into year 9 here, folks. This is insanity. This is complete and utter insanity. I'm going to read some comments and Leah can go. Kim says, I'm pretty sure the AI thing doesn't fall under federal jurisdiction according to the Constitution. Exactly. Jim says the U.S. should not have a czar for anything. That shows how they want to handle AI without our input. Jules says, it's funny how you say okay for regulating AI. I am part of some groups that are working on that. We have gotten 2 data centers that were planned shut down. That's awesome. In Oklahoma, she means.
Yeah, I mean, even just think about the amount of energy that these data centers are taking up there. Michelle, these last 2 tweets, please.
Oh, yeah.
They are taking up so much energy and water resources. Listen, we have a finite ability to get water up out of the ground. When you're using it to cool these data centers, you're taking water from farmers, from cattle ranchers. It's diabolical what they're doing. Yeah. And Trump here, this is so sad. Trump infers those last 2.
No, I know. I just need to see it.
That he loves 5G and that 6G is coming.
Stop it.
Okay.
They're going to fry us all to kingdom
so
come.
I want to bring up a tweet here with RFK Jr. on the dangers of it after I play this clip from Trump, because Trump says that, he's like, soon 6G can be used in 3D spatial penetrative surveillance and can see through both skin and walls.
I hate this man.
I feel like it's a past and no point of no return.
So we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is? I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a nice feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna. But I tell you, it's the 6 is coming, huh? So it
was more of a questioning.
No, it's a joke. It was a joke, but it was very weird. Okay.
No, it was weird.
If you go to the one that this is the old Bobby Kennedy.
Concern about 5G is that the RF radiation from 5G is dangerous. It penetrates it disrupts the blood-brain barrier. It also is associated with glioblastomas and other cancers. And it causes a lot of other dramatic health effects. And there are literally thousands and thousands of studies in that. I've litigated on that issue, and I've won in the Federal Court of Appeals. So, you can say it's a conspiracy theory, but the Federal Court of Appeals, I also won a case on Monsanto and glyphosate that it caused non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and that was called a conspiracy theory. What I've said about 5G is, it is dangerous. It is underregulated. Other countries regulate it much better than us. And we need to protect our children. We should not be having these antennas on elementary schools. We should be warning people appropriately, do not put that cell phone next to your head. Because, we're seeing this epidemic now of glioblastomas, and almost all of them are connected to the year that you favor the cell phone with. Oh, there's study after study that shows that, and I'm in litigation on that issue right now. And, if we get a fair trial, we're going to win that litigation as well.
But again, you're a lawyer and an activist. You're not a doctor or a scientist.
Listen, we live in a democracy. We don't have a priesthood here. We don't have high priests who are telling us we're in charge of our own lives. And Americans need to do their own research. And, listen, people say trust the experts. That became a mantra during COVID. I brought over 500 cases, and almost all of them involved a scientific controversy. My job is to read science, to learn it, and to be able to read it critically. And every case I've ever brought, there's an expert on that side and an expert on this side. When we brought the Monsanto case, there were 3 experts from Harvard, Stanford, and Yale. And we had 3 experts from Harvard, Stanford, Yale, and they were saying exactly the opposite thing. Oh, you know, saying trust the experts to me makes no sense at all. Trusting the experts is a function of religion and totalitarianism. It is not a function of democracy. In democracy, we question everybody.
Wow, that was really good.
All right, Tom Homan on rampant Somali migrant fraud. Multiple deportations are coming. There are multiple deportations coming in relation to the Somali fraud scandal. He appeared on Newsmax and was asked about Donald Trump's, you can bring up the video if you want, claims that Omar allegedly married her brother. Now, he is saying that he has a guy who's going to be investigating
That's an article,
Ilhan
not a
Omar.
video.
There's an article, and then you scroll down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And marrying her brother to get him into the United States.
Right.
But he said that there is a hello, Eden. Come here. There is a statute of limitations on that, but somebody is looking at it. So let's hear what he has to say here. Hello, Bubby. That's a good girl.
Mentioning the Daily Mail reporting from 2020 that Ilhan Omar married her brother to get into the country. This was last week. Take a listen.
Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. It's a fraud.
Yeah.
Calls that a fraud. It's a story that has never been successfully
read about that,
refuted,
though.
even though it's now a 5-year-old story. That's clearly a deportable offense. Is there an investigation into that?
You know, I just got advised by a fraud investigator the other day on that. I asked the question, who reviewed the file and says, there was immigration fraud involved. The statute of limitations became...
Didn't like me speeding him up. Tom, come back. Should I close it?
You could just refresh it. It'll probably work. You might have to fast forward, though.
Tommy, come back.
Mentioning the Daily Mail reporting from 2020 that Ilhan Omar... Listen.
No, go ahead. Keep fast.
This is...
Oh, you're afraid it's going to... Just make it small, then. Here, just play it small.
Mentioning the Daily Mail reporting from 2020 that
Come
Ilhan
on.
Her brother. It's a fraud.
It's a fraud.
Calls that a fraud. It's a story that has never been successfully refuted, even though it's now a 5-year-old story. That's clearly a deportable offense. Is there an investigation into that?
You know, I just got advised by a fraud investigator the other day on that. I asked the question, who reviewed the file and says, there was immigration fraud involved. The statute of limitations became an issue in the last 4 years when this was first brought up. Who was president? Who run DOJ? So pulling the records now, pulling the files, and we're looking at, but this fraud investigator, who I know personally, one of the best fraud investigators in HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, said there's no doubt he reviewed the file. So I'm running that down this week, matter of fact, and we'll see.
It's tremendous that, I mean, and according to the Secretary, Kristi Noem of DHS, she said nearly 50% of the visas are fraudulent
50%.
in this community. I mean, that would mean that half the Somali refugees are here in some way illegally. What's going to happen? Is something's actually going to happen? Are there going to be people stripped of their visas, deported? Are we going to see that?
Absolutely. I mean, those days are over. Thank God President Trump's in the White House.
Yeah, but for how long? Let's you do something about it.
We're going to look at
they got
those
to go.
Here illegally. Of course, we're going to look at those here under a visa or some sort of, immigration process that are criminals. We're going to look at the national security threats. But those who came through a process that weren't properly vetted, who didn't provide documentation, who slipped through the Biden's weak processes on, giving visas and temporary, whether student visas or visitors visas or whatever. We're going the whole gamut. President Trump has instructed us go down and we're going to deep dive all of this.
Come
and we're
on.
going to hold people accountable. So yes. There are going to be multiple deportations coming. Absolutely.
Please.
There's so many claims of.
There it is.
I don't, honestly, guys, I don't have a lot of faith in this because we have not seen the deportations that we need to see from people here illegally from South America. But in March of 2008, after some 36,000, mostly Africans, entered the U.S. as P3 refugees, the majority of whom settled in Minnesota. Whose idea was that? You should have gone to one place that's kind of like you, which is like New Mexico or Arizona.
Oh my gosh, Leah.
You should, or Texas. But you went to Minnesota where you're never going to enjoy being outside there. Like, that's not a thing for you guys. You're not going to see Somalians skiing, cross-country skiing, enjoying like the beauty of Minnesota. Wrong state, by the way. And a bunch of them came to Ohio too. And it said that with this pipeline, the refugees could get their spouses, unmarried children, and their parents. So that's why Ilan had to marry her brother, because you couldn't bring over your siblings. And she had to say that she was part of another family. I want them gone. I want them all gone. You're here illegally. You got to go. It drives me. It's so annoying to me. It's wrong. It's and so there was another woman that said that the Somali, I gotta tell you, the arrogance of these Somali criminals, they're like gypsies is what they are. Not Somalians in general, or maybe they are. I don't know. We're supposed to be so politically correct. But when I hear people talk about Somalia, they say this is part of their culture. This is a cultural rot that you go in and that you take advantage of the people around you. There's no such thing as taking advantage of the government, by the way. Those Somalians came over here with one thing in mind: to take advantage of hardworking, good, decent Americans. They didn't come here to work their tushies off and to become Americans. They came to find a way to steal, to kill, to cheat. Maybe not kill, but kill back in their own country. Because they were sending money back to terrorist groups in Somalia, because they have Somalian terrorist groups. What's interesting is Ilhan Omar has never sued anyone for defamation saying she married her brother. You think that would be an open and shut case. But she does not want to go through discovery. Does she? No, I don't think she does. And last week, our whole story was about the Somalians. And I don't know if you guys want to talk more about the Somalians or not. But, I'm glad that something is being done. But I don't think it's enough. I truly do not believe it's enough. Okay, silver went crazy. Talk about that for a minute. A lot of people are seeing silver prices as a canary in the coal mine. That it's not just a price of silver, because it's been kept in a box. Now, are they letting it go free? I don't know. Can they not just keep it in the box? What's happening is that a lot of silver wealthy people have had silver in vaults and what they call the COMEX. And they're asking for delivery of the silver. And that is causing the people who control the system to shudder a little bit. Because when the silver is delivered, it's no longer usable to pretend that you can make all kinds of futures contracts on this metal that is actually real.
Yeah. With
fiat, they can always create more. But with silver and gold, it's the reason why it needs to be real money is there's literally only a finite amount. And you can't make it up, even though they do. They have a paper silver and they have paper gold, and you can trade it on the stock market. And so that they make these stocks up. But if you ask for your silver in person, it drains the system. It shows at the end of the day how much is real and how much is fake.
It's called taking delivery.
And if you could do that with the fiat dollar, that would be huge. How much is real and how much is fake? Now, Jason Jones sent us a really cool text message today. He's catching on, or maybe he's already been caught on, to the fact that the gold prices and silver prices are not a good sign, that they are a sign that the system is getting ready to collapse. Now, is it a controlled demolition, or are they out of control? Mm-hmm. I don't think there's ever an out of the control moment. I haven't seen them waving their hands in the air saying, oh my gosh, the train's getting away from us, because I think that they are psychopaths. And this is something that we all need to understand. The people who run the Federal Reserve, the people who run the banking system, they're psychopaths. And I don't say that lightly. There are two main keys about psychopaths that make them not like you and I, that make them extremely dangerous. They have no shame and they have no fear.
Yeah.
If you go behind a psychopath, this is scientifically true, and go boo, they don't move. They're not afraid. So they're not going to show up on a polygraph, because they stay steady. Because in their mind, they have done nothing wrong. Nothing they do is wrong, because right and wrong doesn't exist for a psychopath. Do you understand? Did they do what they wanted to do for themselves? They did morally what was right. And so they never feel shame, and they don't feel fear.
Right.
Now, of course, you can always get anybody to be afraid and put a gun to their head, things like that. But by and large, the things that they do, the people that they're around, the rooms that they're in, you and I get sweaty palms and, nervous giving a speech or something. They're not really afraid. Not like you and I. So they don't care if the system falls. It doesn't matter. And they don't care if they look badly, like burn off. And all these people that get caught, they don't have any shame. They don't feel like, oh my gosh, I got caught.
I want to clarify something about just to cross over shows here for a second. 2 weeks ago, we did a Healing for the Fractured Soul called When a Psychopath Comes Calling. When Leah says that a psychopath doesn't feel fear, I actually disagree with that statement on its face, because psychopaths actually do feel people make them uneasy. Mm-hmm. They do feel uncomfortable, which is why they often stand. Scott used to do this all the time, covering their vital organs. They get defensive, and certain people make them afraid in certain senses that their plans will be thwarted. So it's not the sense of fear that you and I have per se, but they do have their own version of a fear. And discomfort. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I want to read this from Jason because it's really good. It's really short. This is what Jason wrote. The collapsodometer, your core thesis for the resistance chicks. To Michelle and Leah. Regarding the rise of gold, my core point is a warning. The higher the price of gold goes, the closer we are to a systemic collapse. Gold is not appreciating. It is merely serving as a stable measuring stick for the quantifiable death spiral of the US dollar. 1. The quantifiable devaluation. We can calculate the dollar's true loss of purchasing power using the historical fixed price of gold, the 1934 anchor price of $35 per ounce. Current price, approximately $4,300 per ounce. This means it now takes over 122 times more dollars to buy the same ounce of gold. This is the mathematical reflection of the dollar losing over 98 to 99% of its purchasing power relative to gold since that time. The core thesis, this is number 2, only 2% purchasing power remains. This measurement confirms my key statement. We are operating with only about 2% of the dollar's purchasing power relative to its historical gold-backed value. 3, the institutional strategy intentional reset. I believe, this is what Jason is saying, this extreme devaluation is the market's inflationary response to an underlying strategic move by institutions to put the current debt-based dollar into a deflationary death spiral. The goal is to collapse the existing system to force a rapid transition to a new centrally controlled monetary system like a central bank digital currency or CBDC. The rising price of gold is simply the market price in the death of the dollar. It is the ultimate odometer of collapse. That was brilliant, by the way. It was really, really good. So thank you, Jason, for sending that. I don't want to put anybody into fear, but I will say this. We've got two things going here right now that we are advertising for. God's Money, resistancechicks.com/God's Money. So if you would like to get ahead of the collapse and ensure that some of your money can maintain and survive, go to Zhang Enterprises. And you can get there by going to resistancechicks.com/God's Money. Contrarily, and not really contrarily, but on the other side, and now would be a good time to insert this.
She's chewing on something she should be.
A stick.
Okay.
If you are like Leah Michelle, I can't buy no gold and silver. I don't have 2 cents to rub together, and I'm paying out the wazoo in interest on my credit cards every month. You need resistancechicks.com/Trinity. And they will help you to negotiate with your credit card companies to lower those interest rates.
Yeah.
So we just did a phenomenal episode this past Monday on our outlier slot. I want you guys to go and watch. We're going to continue to advertise for them for the duration, because there's a lot of you out there that are on, you're like, I can't buy anything. I'm, just trying to hold it together, and I'm paying so much in interest that I can't keep my head above water. You need Trinity Debt Management.
Yeah.
And so please visit resistancechicks.com/Trinity. So those are two different websites, but they're the same website, resistancechicks.com/God's Money for gold and silver, and resistancechicks.com/Trinity for those of you that are drowning under credit card interest rates.
So I want to show you this chart here. This is silver starting in October around $40. And I want you to see its rise. Now, each one of these greens is the rise. The red is the drop, and pretty much coincides with us doing shows on the meteoric rise of silver. This is unprecedented. It is insane,
but it is actually
crazy.
Let me tell you the bad news, and I mean this. I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer in all this. It's worse than this, and when I say worse. Again, back to what Jason sent, this is just a reflection of the rapid decline of the dollar. Like the dollar has left the airplane, and it has no parachute, and it is descending at a rapid pace. This is a reflection of that, but it's not a good reflection. It's a poor reflection. It's not even reflecting as fast as that dollar is tanking. So every day that you are like, I just have to hang on to this dollar. I'm too scared to buy gold and silver. Okay, because I don't know how to let go of this. I'm trusting in this. Every single day, slivers are being cut off. There's nothing left of it.
I want to play this from Lynette, because you can go to Lynette's site there. She's seeing, and this is insane, 4-digit silver.
It's like this: when something is suppressed for a really long time and then you let the brakes off, then it shoots in a direction. So technically, silver's been suppressed for many, 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 many years, but it really was the start last year. And I think we talked about this, where in the US, where it's primarily a paper market, and the paper market has been leading the globe in pricing. But it started to shift last January into a physical market when the US imported a whole bunch of physical silver and a whole bunch of physical gold. And then we had backwardation, where the current prices for delivery were much higher than the future prices. Because why would that happen? Well, because people don't think they're going to be able to deliver in the future, because silver is a diminishing asset. It gets used up in manufacturing. And it seems like the transition it's not complete yet, not by any means. And I think that's when we're going to see the 4-digit number for silver. But what's really happening is the physical, we're in a transition where number one, affordability matters again. And number two, supply and demand is ultimately going to matter again. And we're already in that transition.
So I think that is crazy. I want to actually play this video that I feel like goes along with it. This is a very interesting topic to me.
I am seeing
because I see this on Twitter online. The millennial generation and Generation Z, they're complaining. They're like, something isn't right. They feel like they are being gaslit. They feel like their parents and grandparents, the boomer generation, that they had something easier, but it's not about being easier. I want you to listen.
I have never seen the war that I am seeing between the boomer generation and the millennial generation. Never before seen this. It is unbelievable.
Really?
The amount of hatred between these two generations is unbelievable. It's really bad.
So what's the core thing they're fighting about?
Betrayal. The boomer generation really is a generation that believed that the template for success was a very specific thing. They themselves made all kinds of decisions that changed the entire framework and the landscape of this world and the society in a way that would not work anymore for what they did essentially when they were 20. So they sold an idea to the millennials. The millennials followed that ideal. Because of doing so, they fell off a cliff, basically, bounced themselves straight towards two huge recessions, didn't work in relationships. So all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, I trusted you and you misled me. And now I can never get what you got. There's no hope for the future. And now you won't step out of the position that you're in, where I'm convinced you're making decisions that harmed me.
That is so true. I have to tell you guys,
I have
no one knew, and I'm going to say it's the boomer generation behind the scenes. And by and large, all of our parents and grandparents, right? We're Generation X kind of millennial, the tail end of X and the beginning of millennials. And that generation could still, the Generation Xers, they got in on the last of it. They got in on the last of it.
Yeah.
They bought houses. They got jobs. They are doing okay, and they will be okay as far as like day and day. We were taught, and you guys, we were all taught, you go to school. You go to college, your life is set.
No, you work hard.
Yeah. You know, if you're going to college, of course, you're going to be working hard. Because some people didn't go to college. That was the thing about the boomer generation. Not everybody went to college. If you go to college, then you will be better off than everyone else. Because that boomer generation, all that, like my grandfather, he grew up poor on the river. He went to college. He got a degree in accounting. He got a job for GM, and he set my grandma up for life.
Yeah.
For life. The retirement benefits on Social Security that matched where you could actually live off of. Okay, now seniors really can't, so they are feeling it. But it was a very comfortable life for any senior, even on just Social Security, because most seniors had their homes paid off. And a lot of them, and I know a lot of them, relied only on Social Security. And you're like, well, you should never do that and blah, blah, blah. Well, that was the system. You go to college, you get a degree, no matter what, you're going to be set for life. If you work hard and you put in your 40 hours a week, you're going to get your vacation, you're going to get your home, you're going to get your 2 cars, you're going to get everything, you're going to get your pension. They don't even do pensions anymore.
No, they don't.
Okay? You don't even you have to put that in the stock market yourself. You've got to do, it used to be that when you worked for a company, they made sure that when you retired, they took care of you.
So what you have now is your 401k. Because they realized that people aren't sticking with companies for 20 years anymore. They're bouncing around from job to job to job. So they had to come up with something
and
else.
Those same companies were dumping people
right before
at 55 or 56, right before a year. One of our friends' dad was dumped from his company a year before he could retire at his 20-year mark.
Which should be illegal, by the way.
And they dumped him on purpose.
Of course
they did it to my uncle. You know, he worked for Procter & Gamble.
The only surefire bet in today's day and age is being a teacher. Like that's the only thing that's going to...
Or the government.
Or the government worker, right? So that's really all that's left.
Teachers get that dream. The dream of, because, and I know so many people were like, well, they retired on a teacher salary. It was just like for like the same salary that they were working with, you know, and with inflation not going too high, it would be enough. I remember a time when people were making it well, and if you needed more, you just worked a little bit more. you know? And so the millennials, they watched the bus leave. And all they were, they hiked for, 10 miles without water in the heat of Arizona. And they just kept saying, you get to the bus, you'll be okay.
Right.
They get to the bus, there's no houses. Right. What do you mean house? And all this within the last 5 years under Donald Trump, under COVID. This COVID was, you guys, this is the most important thing I say tonight. And you know it. And it's the most reassuring thing that I will say to you. This is planned.
Yeah.
They did this to us. This was not the case 5 years ago. I feel like we have Trump derangement system. I feel like they are gaslighting us. I feel like my memory, this woman here would not be having this conversation 5 years ago. There were plenty of homes on the market. There were nice homes on the market. My neighbor's home, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, big giant basement, $235 5 years ago. That's less than what they want. I'm paying property taxes on my 2-bedroom, 1-bath Cape Cod. I would be like a rich millionaire at this point.
Well, it is interesting, and I've said this before, and I think that you guys feel it too. You may not have had a wage increase. Most of you haven't. It's difficult for your employers to keep up with the cost of inflation. But I know for us, if we were making 10 years ago,
5 years ago,
what we make now, I would have thought we had arrived. I would have thought, wow, this is what it's really like. Like, I would have thought this is amazing, right? We're not living any better than we were 5 or 10 years ago.
We're still buying clothes at Gabriel Brothers, and I'm buying clearance, everything, and going to St. Vincent.
Like, just like you guys. And so I find it very disgusting. I don't know, there's a million words that go along with disgusting for these people, like a Trump or what's the guy that you mentioned?
Bassett.
Yeah. Essentially saying, here's, please, sir, I'd like some more. Like, you're going to really do great with an extra $4 a day. This is really going to help people with their extra $4 a day. Really?
Yeah. If you said $4 an hour, I would say, okay,
these
now
people
we're talking.
Can't feed their children. Tom Bassinet.
No, that's Tom Holman.
Whatever his name is, Scott. Well, there you go.
All right. Cold-hearted politicians. Brr, it's going to get cold. I need to tell you guys about this. If you live in this swath, it's all the way from, and there was a huge flooding. Did you hear about this?
No.
In Washington? I need to tell you about that.
Tonight, as snowplows in Utah push through heavy snow, a fast-moving system is putting 20 million people under winter weather alerts.
Here we are. Another day in paradise.
In the northern Rockies, some states picked up nearly a foot of snow. 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts swept the slopes in Breckenridge, Colorado. But skiers kept going. In Iowa, fresh snow blanketing the final fall colors. Snow, ice, and wind also creating dangerous road conditions. In Arkansas, fog is reducing visibility. And Lake Superior's frozen shoreline in Wisconsin shows how hard this cold snap is hitting the Midwest.
I don't know how y'all do winter here because I can barely handle this.
In Chicago, wind chills dipped lower than many expected this week, and winter is still weeks away.
This is early for us to have this much snow and these temperatures, so we're kind of bracing ourselves for a rough one this year.
Never seen this much snow this early.
Adrian joins me now from Chicago. And Adrian, we're tracking dangerous cold throughout the weekend.
We've never had 0 in December.
Jose, we are. Tonight's coldest air is in the northern plains with temperatures below 0. And tomorrow's high, 10 to 25 degrees below average. On Sunday, parts of Minnesota and the Dakotas will struggle to climb above single digits. Jose?
Adrian brought us in Chicago. Thank you.
We thank you for watching.
Okay,
and remember,
I just want to warn you guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your animals. We are taking care of our animals. I do put a heat lamp on for the chickens when it gets to those single digits into those teens. I have it in the chicken coop. We run non-LED Christmas lights. I wanted to run more, but they're all dead. It's very hard to find non-LED Christmas lights. They produce heat. They're great. You've seen them. They like melt snow. right? They're really great for, and I got that idea because Lynette heated their greenhouse with Christmas lights. I was like, oh my gosh. So then we started doing that. And I'll probably run a line out to my pig pen for a heat lamp, but I don't know which pig pen they're going to be in. So I got to be like, where do you want to be? We did that one year. It was super cold. And Michelle and I went out there and we put in extra plastic. So I've been plasticking things, hopefully really well. And hopefully the pigs will stay. Our pigs are good and cold. But I have been out there when they have been shivering. And I don't like that. I don't want them to be cold. So we've got a ton of hay. And we'll spread out that hay a little bit more in the other pen. If you have animals, extra hay. And, you know, those are the kind of things that we take seriously. It's going to be like they said, negative 15 wind chill. That's, you got to cover your face. And it's hard for me to think about because we've had some really, really cold temperatures, really cold. And then it got warmer. And so now I'm not ready for those super duper
well, and
colds.
that's the difficult part about our pigs in this cold coming so early. Whether you have horses, your horses are going to need blankets.
And we're going to get 4 to 6 inches
because
snow,
the horses don't usually, and most of these animals, whether it's outdoor cats or dogs or whatever, and even our pigs get a really nice thick winter coat. It is not grown in yet because the temperatures haven't been cold enough to trigger that hair growth or that fur growth. So that to me is the danger. You know, normally by the time you hit February, all of your outdoor cats are just, you know, thick and yucky looking and whatever. And the horses have that really ugly coat. And, you know, our pigs actually look better with their coat. They're one of the animals that look really nice with their winter coat.
Somebody
the animals don't have it yet.
Negative 19 wind chills in our Cincinnati area.
So I will probably be going out in 8,000 layers to make sure that the pigs are covered in hay and stay covered. The mommies are usually pretty good about doing that. And since our moms have had litters before, then they should be good.
What in the wide world? This is weather manipulation. Thursday, it's going to get to 55 and then back down to 25 on Friday. So crazy. And then what happens with this kind of like wet ground that we have, if you have it, and it's like a flash freeze.
Yeah.
And so everything is going to freeze. I went to wash the car the other day. I didn't tell anybody this. Be careful when you wash your car. You got to wash the snow. You got to wash the salt off your car. And I didn't think it was that cold out. And I just fell. If there's ice in those bays, you will fall. You're just going to fall. And you're going to fall and you're going to feel stupid. And you're going to say something. You're going to like, and everybody's going to, oh yeah, it was just my pride.
You bruised?
It wasn't that kind of fall. Thank you, Jesus. All right. Okay. So ahead of next week's return to global warming, thank you, Al Gore, for listening to our prayers in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. After weeks of below average temperatures that feel like the Arctic, a weekend snowstorm is set to blanket the region with accumulating snow. So the NWS Weather Prediction Center published a new snowfall forecast for a weekend winter storm that stretches from the northern high plains of Montana through the Ohio Valley and then the central Appalachians and the Northeast, including Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. It's just like where the eclipse went. Private weather forecaster Weather Madness noted on X, I expect an Arctic low to develop along the Arctic front, which could produce an extra snow along the I-95 corridor from New York City to D.C. Weather Madness expects parts of the mid-Atlantic to receive 4 to 8 inches of snow. So we're not talking about huge snowballs. We're just
it's
really
the cold temperatures.
Talking about big cold.
Which makes the driving really dangerous.
Yes, Mother Nature will take out her paintbrush and color the Northeast along the coast with some actually might get 2 feet of snow.
Oh my gosh, where?
Looks like from New York and Boston.
So there's a couple of red spots, but you can't really see them in this picture.
Yikes. So when you look at some of them numbers, those are in inches there. I see some 20s. I see, wait, is that a real number? 63?
Hang
that
on.
can't be real.
No.
It is. It says, oh, that's to-date winter snowfall. Oh my goodness, that scared me for a minute. 63 though. Somebody getting
so
63
funny.
inches of snow.
Well.
And then after the polar vortex freeze, global warming returns before Christmas.
No.
That a warm up for the eastern half of the U.S. is expected to begin Tuesday to Wednesday of next week. A whopping 235 million people are going to be cold. Did I mention you're going to be cold?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
You are gonna be cold. Okay. American students in North Carolina, in Chapel Hill, were taught that Santa is a gay black man married to a white dude.
What?
And it's a story presented to 2nd and 3rd graders.
Students in Chapel Hill, North Carolina are being taught that Santa Claus is a gay black man married to a white dude. It's a storybook presented to 2nd and 3rd graders called Santa's Husband. Lord only knows what they're doing to the elves.
Truth. That's not made up. That's from Newsmax. I mean, or OWN. I can't remember which. But anyway, I mean, that's a true story. Santa Claus is being taught. Santa Claus is what's being taught to elementary school age kids in the state of North Carolina is that Santa Claus is a gay black man married to a man.
I can't.
Mr. Claus. Mr. Claus is married to Mr. Claus.
No.
That's exactly what's being taught.
I can't, Leah. That's not real.
Yeah, it's real.
No.
So it looks like it's an old thing, but it is real. That was coming up this week.
So it's actually really fitting. You know why?
Why?
Because you see the creeps.
I don't trust any Santas
that look like that.
I know.
They want to be around all the kids.
Speaking of silver, I want to read this, and we're going to go on to our Charlie Kirk deal. See how enthusiastic I am. A 27-year-old customer bought 50 ounces of silver today at $63 an ounce. That was their first ever silver purchase. Not fazed by the record prices, they're not alone. We're seeing more first-time buyers stacking silver despite highs. Fear of missing out, maybe, but something deeper is driving this. What we're seeing is a growing understanding of what kind of silver they want to own. Not just exposure, but possession, physical metal, no counterparty risks, no digital promises. They see silver as scarce, undervalued over the long term, and increasingly strategic. And they're positioning accordingly. The speed and confidence of this new capital tells us more than just interest. It tells us conviction is building.
Wow.
So I would say that silver is not, you're still at a low because this thing is just exploding. I do not see it going down. Oh my gosh, I spent $60 on silver. It's going to go back down to 40. I do appreciate when silver like balances out and like stays 30 for a while. And then I keep making perpetuity purchases.
Yeah.
When it goes up to 60, I do get a little nervous. I do wonder, like, is it going to go down a little bit lower before it goes back up? But I say there's never a bad time to enter in.
There's never a bad time to enter into silver.
There is a bad time to be a conservative, and it's today because Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk. So I actually appreciate Jason Whitlock's.
Okay. Which I really don't like Jason Whitlock at all.
He loves Candace Owens. Everyone hates Candace Owens now.
But he's a big Israel guy, isn't he?
I don't know, but
maybe I'm wrong. I'm
actually want to play his commentary first. And then we're going to play Erica Kirk. Stop.
I can't.
Okay. And then we're going to play some other clips. But I felt like his take on this was pretty accurate.
This is a grieving widow. Husband was basically shot in broad daylight in front of the entire world. She's got 2 kids. She's been placed in a position that if there were real masculine Christian men, they wouldn't be wasting time trying to, it's Candace Owens' fault. She's the worst person on the planet. They would be, Erica, go take care of your kids, go grieve. We will answer the questions that come along with having our CEO, the leader of an international political movement, assassinated in broad daylight on a college campus. We will answer these questions. We will not send the grieving widow out there as a heat shield for men who failed on September 10th. You know how I know they failed? You know how I know everybody's being fake and false? Because in Butler, Pennsylvania, when Donald Trump nearly got his head blew off, what did we immediately do?
Looked at the Secret Service.
Hey, man, what the hell is the FBI? What is Secret Service? What are the people that are supposed to be protecting Donald Trump? What the heck are they doing? How did they not check the roof? How did they not better secure President Trump? And we went, you see them 3 women in front of Trump, in front of the car? We mocked and ridiculed them. They work for the Secret Service. They're part of Trump's family. But we mocked and ridiculed them and demanded better. And we wanted questions, and we still want questions answered about how it happened, what was the breakdown in security, who was involved, and heads need to roll. That was our reaction when Trump almost got killed. And conservatives were the leaders of the people saying, hey, man, we need answers here. And I don't care, that little fat Secret Service lady, we will call her out and we will mock her and we will ridicule her until our questions are answered. But Charlie Kirk gets killed. TPUSA. This ain't no mom and pop joint. They're rolling in $100 million a year in money. This is a major political organization, and their leader got assassinated in broad daylight on a college campus by some 21-year-old jerk-off idiot on a roof 200 yards away, and no questions, none of the outrage, nobody saying, hey, man, what did TPUSA spend their security money on? All the people standing around Charlie Kirk, what are they doing? How did this happen? Somebody should have been fired. Publicly fired and held responsible. It can't be, you can't send the grieving widow out and gas her up and say, hey, don't blame any of us, Erica. You go out and be a heat shield for us. We are all your family, Erica. We did nothing wrong. We shouldn't be held responsible. Go out and tell the world that if you have any questions about our failures on September 10th, well, that's an attack on Erica Kirk and her children. Are you kidding me?
Wow. No, that was really good. The only thing I don't like about the stance that he's taking is it just keeps saying grieving widow, grieving widow, grieving widow, and that TPUSA is sending Erica out. Nope.
She's going out herself.
She is going out there herself. She wants to be out there. She has wanted the limelight and fame her entire life. This has been her goal. She is loving every minute of this. If there is any ounce of love between her and Charlie Kirk, the grieving is overshadowed by the joy of the fame.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. Here, let's play this up. She went on with, I think it was it Barry Weiss on CBS, and she's got a cross network, or necklace, and something just isn't right.
This one?
Yeah.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay?
Podcaster.
At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
So, for the podcast listeners,
you can take that down because it has a bad
the
word.
podcast listeners can't see her face. I'm so glad that somebody did a side-by-side screen of this, because she starts out all smiles and you literally watch almost like a demonic possession takeover of her face. And then, so she does this when she says stop. I want you guys, we're going to play this again. I want you to watch her. So this is honestly, I feel like I just watched a psychopath, because let me tell you that one of the tells of a psychopath is that they don't have real emotions like the rest of us. They have to always fake them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they recognize that they are glitching, that they are making a face that may not be
normal human,
they have to try to come out of it. So when she says stop and she's got this like cold, calculating, like evil glare stare, and then she like kind of comes out like, that's it. It's creepy. We're going to play it again.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop.
She just sends shivers down people's spines.
That's all I
I
have to
ain't
say.
never met anybody.
Stop.
That's it.
I never met nobody like this woman. Something ain't right. I don't care. Now, I want to play this. I would not contrast that girl with this one. Is totally different. This is her on Glenn Beck.
Wait, is this a different one?
A different clip.
Is this, you have 2 Glenn Becks up?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on, let me find the other one.
Computer, stop. In the name of Jesus.
There we go.
Do we happen to have
That's
the
AI.
Okay. I'm still trying to find the other.
Close it. We'll do it another time.
Okay.
There it is.
He knew to some degree and had made the conscious choice that I may be taken out early, not saying he knew that day, but that he had any inkling that this might come his way and that he intentionally chose to move forward with faith in God?
It's interesting because I have unbelievable amounts of death threats. My kids have kidnapping threats, death threats. Our whole team has death threats. We knew that there was always going to be a threat, but Charlie and I we promised each other we would never live in fear. And he would say, if they're going to get me, they're going to get me. But he was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered. They're coming after me. Someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone. Didn't say that. And so what I do know is that we believe in the power of prayer. And what I do know is that we believe in our sovereign God. And what I do know is that that night before, we did what we usually did before tours. We said our prayer. And we asked the Lord to protect us. And we asked the Lord that his will be done. That's what we did.
Her eyes are so creepy.
I can't find any pictures of her from like when she was a kid to see if that is her natural eye color. Because I'm thinking, because everything else, no offense to her, but when you're judging somebody's character, the realness actually goes over better. Like in that, her hair was not perfect. It's a little frizzy.
No, but every time she looked up, her eyes did this like nostril flaring thing that I can't even do. It's like every time she looked up, it's like her eyes went like huge.
It's
and
like
then they did it again. They went
they're
huge
reptilian,
again.
And somebody tell me, other people are saying that like there's something about her contacts that she wears. I don't know. I mean, but her teeth are not original. Her hair is not original. Her Botox is not original. Her eyelashes, the eyeliner. So there's nothing in us for us to, I just want to be honest, like to relate to. Like it feels all fake. It feels honestly, all a facade. Like come out as a normal person for just 5 minutes.
She said that she has his cell phone and that he didn't say those things that Candace is claiming that he did say. And I'm like, I just don't believe you. Like, not that I don't want to believe you. What I mean is I don't find you a believable person. Does that make sense?
I just can't. But other people are calling Candace out, and it's everywhere. It's Megyn Kelly here. We can play a little bit here from, this is Matt Walsh. That's what he said. He was on Candace Owens' side for a while, but now everybody is coming and rallying around Erica. And I can rally around the Charlie Kirk thing, but I am not going to go with you to rally around Erica. I'm just not going to do it. Something ain't right about that girl.
And it was clear to me then, and has become all the more clear to me since, as I've gotten to know her more, that this is somebody with an immense amount of strength and courage.
An ability to manipulate men.
So when people look at Erica and say she's acting strange, I've never seen a grieving person act this way.
Yes.
Well, I agree. She's an exceptional person in an extraordinary situation, handling it with remarkable poise and dignity.
Sure.
That is a virtue. And virtue is a strange thing in our day.
I'm seeing the virtue bikini model.
And even if she were not an impressive person, she would still be a grieving widow. She would still be my friend's wife. And I would still feel duty-bound to support her, as I have over these past 3 months in ways both public and not. So what I am asking everybody, including Candace, is to please leave this woman alone. Let her grieve. Let her pick up the pieces of her shattered life in whatever way she sees fit. She deserves that grace.
No, stop. I'm sorry.
And we owe it to her.
No. I have seen people say things like, what we just realized was that Charlie Kirk was holding MAGA together. Like he's the linchpin of everything. And now MAGA is exploding and Candace Owens is ruining everything. One person can't ruin everything. One person gone can't ruin everything. If your convictions are real, then the movement, the MAHA movement, I'm not going to stop talking against vaccines because Jenny McCarthy dies or because Robert Kennedy, like that's not going to happen. I'm going to continue to talk about homesteading. I'm going to continue to talk about the things that matter to me. What you're telling me is that you don't know what to believe. That every single new news story that comes your way must be funneled through somebody that you trust. That means that your convictions, and this is true for MAGA, this is true for the new conservative right. They have all done this where they will look and they'll say, hey, what are we all supposed to say right now? And that, my friends, is what the left does.
Yeah.
You see, I supported Donald Trump not because I wanted to go and follow him and what he said. I voted for Donald Trump because he was saying many of the things that I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what was so important to me.
Leah, I want you to that's a friend of ours texting while she's watching live. Hi, Shannon. I want you to just give me a second, Tyler. I want to read your guys' comments because I know you have a lot to say about all this too. Which these are really good comments. Earlier, Sherry says, college is the gateway to debt. We were fed a scam.
Yeah.
End of 1990s, we made around $17 an hour with 2 incomes, and we were able to have a mortgage and 2 vehicles. We weren't high on the hog, but we could survive.
Wow.
Jim says, go to 1,000 lights and order C7 lights and cords. Those are the old Christmas lights. Sherry Kula says, hello, everyone. Just got home from skiing with Paisley. Oh, that's awesome.
I want to go.
Lots of snow and very cold. I only have to say this about our country. Pray, pray, pray. Amen. Jim says, that is the thing. The men around Charlie didn't want to answer any of Candace's questions. That is why I have a problem with Turning Point USA. Why didn't they have drones to look at the roofs? Yes, Erica is their heat shield. Is she the dominatrix wife? Lorraine says, I felt the exact same way, Michelle. Demonic psychopath behavior. Jules says, I don't think it's demonic. I think it is her programming as MK Ultra programming. I do think it's demonic. I think it's both. Jules says, Lorraine says, something switched or took over her at that moment. It could be MK Ultra.
Stop.
Nana says, I do agree it's MK connected, but it's also demonic at its core. It's weirdly intermingled.
Well, here's what's weird. Watch, try to do the stare yourself.
I can't.
But the rest of your face moves with it. When you're trying to do something, your lips purse, your eyebrows go down, but it's just her eyes. How does she do it?
I don't know.
It's just creepy. Their eyes. Like if I'm going to give somebody a death stare, it's going to be.
Lorraine says, my thoughts. I'm not even a Candace fan, but I agree with a lot with what she's been exposing, especially about TPUSA. Well said. Jules says, it is intermingled, but I'm seeing word phrase triggers with her, which would be more programming. Sherry says, sounds like a well-crafted statement. Sherry Kula says, I agree with Leah about Erica. Maybe if I never saw her eyes and just listened, I might be able to believe her. Yeah. Lorraine says, but she's not a grieving widow. She is a CEO running TPUSA. Dentist Sherry says, leave her to grieve, but she isn't staying home to grieve. Well said. Jules says Erica is a Black Widow. Jim says she protects Turning Point USA. Let her move out of the way so she can talk to Turning Point USA. Let me go over to YouTube and see if there's any comments over there. Dale Jones. Kathleen says, I'm with you, Leah. That was about something earlier. He says, deport all non-Americans. What happens to people's pensions once the dollar collapses? What about Social Security and military pensions? I have no idea. That's a giant question that we all should just pray over. If the dollar collapses, you can pay off your debts with monopoly money, which the US dollar will become. That is probably true. Ballistic Mystic says, we used to get Colombian gold for $50 an ounce. Wow, that's crazy. Over on Resistance Chicks YouTube, it says, okay, then step down as CEO.
Yes.
That's Bilderberg Group. Says Buzzy says Erica Kirk made Charlie Kirk completely public after his death. Erica Kirk sounds like Joe Biden. One word, don't. Bilderberg Group says Candace doesn't have a theory, just questioning the story. Buzzy says thank you, Resistance Chicks, for showing us Erica Kirk. Kathy says interesting. The interviewer of Erica characterizes Candace Owens as quote making millions peddling these lies. Who is being interviewed here? Good question. Bilderberg Group says I gave Erica time before I made a judgment call, but she didn't. Let's see. They wanted our attention, and now they don't. Well said. Buzzy says I agree with Candace Owens and Alex Jones. Just taking a couple other places for comments. I know you guys have been leaving them, so thank you. Over on Facebook, Joanne says UBI will come in. No way you go, Candace. Don't stop. It's about time some truths come out. Joanne says I live in Brisbane. Beautiful one day, perfect the next. Haha, that's QLD logo. Keep warm as you can. I can't even begin to imagine that kind of cold because she's in Australia. Loretta earlier says, after this deep freeze, I believe we will have high in the 40s and 50s, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and dipping back down again. This is nuts, and it's not natural. Speaking of
it's not natural.
Not natural. So I have a couple of thoughts here, and then we're going to move on.
Can you give your thoughts why people watch this?
The eyes?
So
maybe.
Her left eye. It's AI. It's something weird. It's not.
She's glitching.
If you have proof that this is fake, that's fine. This cannot be real. No, her eye turns into a reptilian slit in the front.
It says the haze could be contact lenses.
Is there music to it or no? Or is she talking?
Can't seem to hold her form. I don't know what it is, but I have an easier time finding the flaws in her technology than anyone else. Her eyes in general just don't look very human, but this is her interview, like more recent with Fox and John Hannity, I think is his name.
Are her pupils too big?
And there's just one part in particular we're about to see where you can just full on see the slit in her eye. Right there. Her left eye. Here it is again.
Is that real?
And again. So you can quite obviously see the pupil change.
I'm not even one of those reptile people. I don't even believe in it, but I do believe in the demonic. You know what I'm saying? I believe in the demonic.
Everybody says there's something different with her. Like Melania has interesting eyes.
Piercing eyes, what you would call them.
But not like hers. Like something right.
Something is glitching. Shannon says the answer, I have his phone. My husband on a day with a busy job can have over 765 text messages in a day or hundreds of emails. I wouldn't even know where to look for those text messages or emails. Mm-hmm. That's well said. I'm sure that Charlie got plenty of text messages. Exactly. Thank you for that, Shannon. So my thoughts are, and I don't know if you have any more and it's fine. We can play whatever, but I don't like Candace. I don't like her.
I don't even like what she's doing.
I don't like the way she does it. She annoys me. She irritates me. Candace came out but again, it's like you making me support Candace. I'm not supporting Candace, but I am saying that there is something that is not right about this woman. There's something that's really, really wrong about the money surrounding TP USA and those that got it. And I think that they are scared. And earlier, I think Lorraine had said she thought that Erica was Charlie's handler. I couldn't agree more with that. Like, it's creepy. I don't trust this woman. She seems soulless. She seems like a psychopath. So whatever that means for Charlie, whatever that means for Candace, I don't know. All I know is that this woman I don't trust. And I don't necessarily see Candace calling out Erica Kirk.
Well, she did the other day because Erica called her out.
Finally, but before that, she didn't. Okay? But all these fake tears, and that's old.
No, this is just new. This is from the
you're
cameras
kidding.
in the room.
Really? I can't.
That's from November.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like all of her emotions, they seem contrived, they seem weird, they seem fake. And why? I'm gonna tell you my reasoning for why. A psychopath who does not have emotion, by the way, their worst nightmare is to be put on display for the world to see you hurting and grieving for the love of someone else.
Do you want some good news?
It's not real.
Jenny McCarthy. I'm not a big fan of her. I know she's been anti-vax. I know that she's, been kind of a bimbo-y type figure for a while, MTV and everything. But she is in an interview and she says that Charlie Kirk helped her to become more devoted to Christ. She said she's always been a Christ follower, but she's really trying to follow God and the Bible now.
Oh, wow.
And
just since the death of Charlie?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the timestamp is here. So I just want to play it. And I think that this is, if there is some good news.
It's interesting you bring up Closer to God. After Charlie was murdered, you posted yourself listening and singing worship music. Yeah.
I ugly cry like Kim Kardashian, so.
Why do you get emotional at that?
I won't be able to talk at the same time. I'm not embarrassed to cry. I just
give her a tissue.
I don't even need a tissue. I don't even care. It was so sad because the work he was doing was so good. And it's amazing to me how people really do have two realities, because there's a certain group of people in the world that were fed only one narrative of Charlie. And they really, to be fair to them, they didn't see the other side. They were fed one narrative, and that's what they believed. But if you know what Charlie was doing, you would know it was such a gift, and it was so good to, especially, I understood his journey so much in terms of putting yourself on the line.
Yeah.
I personally understood what it was like to get threats. I've been threatened my whole career and since I've come out. And I know that courage it takes to stand in front of people, to tell your truth, to go on shows, to get beat up, to get trolled. So I had such respect for him. And when he was shot,
I just need to pause this real quick because Leah knows what I'm going to say. Jenny McCarthy is an actress.
Mm-hmm.
So she can actually fake cry. I'm sure she can. Whether this is real or not, I'm not going to comment. I don't know. Maybe she's having some real emotions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But tears and the way that we cry and the way that we mourn for somebody always look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whether you're faking it or not, or whether you're acting in it or not, you have to be able to conjure up. And here's the big tell, guys. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is going to definitively put a hole in this thing. You have to, if you're acting, you have to draw on real emotions to get your body.
So those are real emotions.
100%. She's having real emotions.
About
whether
something.
She's conjuring them to come up or not, doesn't matter. You see the veins in her forehead. You see her nose is turning red. You see the way that her eyes are producing these tears.
She's having all kinds of changes in her body.
I watched something the other day that said, when you're going to cry at something, you get a metallic taste in your mouth 2 minutes prior to to crying. Your whole physiology changes to produce tears and to cry and to mourn.
It's not just a little water that comes down.
So this is what it looks like when your body produces emotion and tears. Erica has never looked like that.
I know.
In the entire time. She gets tears that fall down her eye. And so what I'm saying is a sociopath doesn't have the ability to have that level of tears.
to feeling.
Like that,
They don't
to really
they
feel
don't
it.
have the feelings that we feel.
Exactly.
And I think she might not be a psychopath, but she could be a sociopath that just doesn't have the feelings that we feel.
Right. So I wanted to point this out, like whether she's conjuring this up a little bit or not, her body is having a physiological tear and emotional reaction, even if she's pulling on other things to make it come. And she may just be really feeling this. I don't know. That's not the point. The point is that Erica doesn't have this.
Being in this building is really hard too.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. I'm only covering because I do have that ugly Kim Kardashian cry. Thank you. I was so broken that I was like, when he was shot, I prayed and prayed and prayed. And then I was calling like every doctor I possibly could saying, tell me that this wound is something that could be healed. And, you know, I kind of knew it wasn't. And it was such a dark day. And it's still a dark time, I think, for so many people, but
yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But let's talk about the good, because I'm like, stop crying. With every horrible thing, if you find the good, it can help you move forward. Look at the mass awakening. Look at how many people came closer to God, even including myself.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, I've always been raised Catholic. Always had this, you know, with Evan, I have a very deep relationship with God. You know, some people have to work really hard to hear him. I've got a direct line. I mean, Jesus is my homie. Like, I've always been a follower of Christ, but when he passed, I completely surrendered. I am so devoted. I mean, I started Bible study immediately.
Oh my gosh.
Duomo is a great app, you guys. I love it. Donnie and I have you can follow Donnie's post too. We just have become devout since Charlie's passing.
So are you guys going to church together?
Well, we're not even in the same state right now. We live in different countries because of work. Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
So, no, we attend different things. But I absolutely feel, obviously, that I feel like Charlie knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I know now that he knew the sacrifice he was making. And watching his memorial and feeling it, couldn't you feel it around the country? You guys, around the world? Like, I felt it, the mass awakening.
Oh, 100%.
And the people that
you get it. And I think we did. And there was, and I hear it all the time. There was some draw to God.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was martyred. Okay. I do think that he had bad people around him. I do believe that the people around him were skimming off all the money off the top and the bottom of Turning Point USA. And I think, honestly, guys, this is my real opinion. I think that Erica Kirk wanted Charlie, but not for the reasons that Jenny McCarthy would marry Charlie. Looks exactly the same fake, no offense, face, hair, eyes, looks just like her. But if she were married to Charlie Kirk, what are her emotions going to look like?
Yeah. She's not going to be able to even talk, though. That's what I kept saying.
Like, I feel like there's a real person inside of there, even if it's a little bit shallow and narcissistic. It's going to be real honest so we're trying to do body language here with Jenny McCarthy, right? I feel like if she were married if her husband died.
Yeah, that's a better
we would
way of
actually
putting it.
see we would see emotion because, you know, they're actually kind of.
She would probably wear sunglasses because
Yeah.
she wouldn't want people to just see that she's just a giant
mess.
puffy mess.
And it's like at this point, Erica is now, here we go, we watch this. She's selling a book, and I think Charlie's book on keeping the Sabbath. So here we go.
No, Leah.
So they're bringing in more money. They said they raised more money in 1 month than they usually do in a year. And now she's going to be making more money. She loves money. I'm telling you guys, she loves the lifestyle. She loves money. And that's why she wants Candace to stop. Okay? They want to continue on with the money train, not Charlie's.
This book is very personal to me because these are Charlie's last words. And I feel like They were almost directed to me. And he's basically saying, stop. The world does not revolve around you. You need a moment to breathe. You need a moment to recalibrate. If you are so filled with busyness and the noise, the Lord cannot use you. So please rest, be with the Lord, be with your family, and just know that there is so much more out there than the little busyness that you find to be drowning in it sometimes.
So
This
that's
book is
even weirder that that's the name of the book, and then that just so happens to be the word that she chose to say to that lady.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
I know. Weird, isn't it? It's like, it
Stop.
feels like a alliteration to get people. I would tell her stop. It's like another like MK Ultra. Okay, where did I hear that word stop? Oh, I heard Erica say that in the book. Stop in the name of God. Okay, but and she's always talking about how it was so great that Charlie, took the Sabbath and all these things. And here's the thing. To me, yeah, it lends itself to the Jewish conspiracy or whatever. Because Jesus is our Sabbath rest. And God wants you to rest. And so you do want to rest. But Jesus is our Sabbath rest. And it doesn't have to be Friday to Saturday. It doesn't have to be Saturday to Sunday. Jesus is our Sabbath rest. Rest in him all day, every day.
So it feels like, to me, this is very corporate of them. Hey, I think that we want to release this book. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. But if we're going to release it, like, Christmas is almost here, and we should really like capitalize on Christmas sales. And so we really have to rush to get this out so that we can sell it to people for Christmas, because it'll make like the best Christmas present. Because like once Christmas is over, then not as many people will buy it. So let's rush and get it out there by Christmas. Well, what about next Christmas? Well, no, if we release it next Christmas, then like the momentum behind Charlie's death will be gone. So like we have to do it right now. We need to get something out there to get people so that they can buy this for Christmas. Like that's what it feels like. This feels very rushed.
The whole like, when they do the Turning Point USA dinner, they did that. And it was like, excellence is what Charlie would have wanted, spending tons of money on this and tons of money on that. And maybe Turning Point has done a few things here and there, but for the money that they raise in the millions of dollars, what are they doing? Okay. What are you doing? It feels like Ukraine funds.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a war, but some people are getting rich along the way.
Right.
And Erica is getting $1 million home. This is a nonprofit, multi-millions of dollars.
Yeah.
The best of the best. And that's not okay when you're asking and living off of donations. But this was funny. Steve Deuce with The Blaze, who really hates Candace, did make a Christmas compilation of Candace Owens. And I hope that it doesn't get picked up by YouTube because it's all different words.
Every generation has its signature voices, whose singular name echoes throughout every holiday season. Bing, Sinatra, Elvis, Mariah, and now, Candace.
Dashing to the bank, thanks to my engagement ring. I'm a grifting tool, laughing at you fools, ha ha ha!
That's right, it's Candace, as you've never heard her before, bringing you the fullness of joy this Christmas with her trailblazing flair and brutal honesty. Nothing says, trust me bro, this time of year quite like a Candace Christmas.
That's Candace, you gave me your clicks, but the very next day I sold out anyway. This year, for even more fame, I'll try to frame Josh Hammer. It's the most profitable time of the year. There'll be podcasts for hosting, former friends for roasting, and plenty of gullibles to deceive. There'll be scary Jew stories, tall tales to boost my glory from text, fake from long, long ago. Qatar baby, slip Alexis under the tree for me. I've been an awfully good girl, Qatar baby, and rushed that wire transfer tonight. Shapiro got run over by yours truly. I can't believe that dumb Israeli ever hired me. You could say there's no such thing as blasphemy, but I can't even turn Crisis King into idolatry.
But don't worry, it's not all fun and frivolity. A Candace Christmas is also here to honor the real reason for the season.
Listeners, did you know that I'm playing you and your double-digit IQ? Listeners, did you know there's nothing I won't say and nobody I won't betray? Silent night, no Jews inside. I'll be calm when the Zionists are gone.
But that's not all. This collection has so much more to offer. Like, baby, there's Jews outside. Rudolph, my favorite SS agent. You're beginning to look a lot like incels. Little Groiper boy. Oh, little town of Tehran. Joy to the bots. I saw Macron kissing, whatever the hell that was. The Jews are trying to kill me again, send money. What time zone is this? And Happy Christmas, the grift is never over, and more.
So what's very interesting is that these people are doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
In that I look at Candace and she is a clickbait lover. She is so good at what she does.
She's good at it, yeah.
I believe that because I saw the interview where she interviewed Andrew Tate. She knew better.
Mm-hmm.
She knew better.
Yeah.
She knew better. I don't trust her as far as I could throw her. She is literally an Andrew Tate apologist. And there is this group, like over here, Tucker Carlson, who is doing an interview with the Qatari government saying that he bought a place in Qatar. Like, why do you have to be, just because you are talking about Israel, why do you have to now go and be pro-Muslim? Like, that's what I don't get with these people. Why do you have to be pro-Palestine? Why do you have to be pro-Gazans? Why do you have to be pro-Hamas? Guys, this is the cognitive dissonance that they are forcing upon us. Marjorie Taylor Greene just took pictures with Code Pink, the pro-Palestinian protesters that we were all against just 5 minutes ago.
Well, see, that's what makes me upset. This is why I think one of our show is, even though we are crazy, we're one of the most sane shows out there because we're not buying into, it's like it's like pick a side. They force you to pick some sort of side and we're not picking a side. You end up siding with the people that are mildly aligned with a couple of things. And then the next thing you know, you're holding down a belief that you didn't hold 2 seconds ago. I want to read some comments over here. Because you guys are, I knew you were going to have something to say about it. Kimberly says, no one knew Erica Kirk before Charlie's death. Now everyone knows her name. She seems like she can't handle the sudden fame. I think she can handle it, but I get what you're saying. Lorraine says, the reptile shape shifts in and out, especially the eyes, like Kenneth Copeland's eyes. I think it's just demonic, but yes, 100%. Nana says, you guys, I have seen people's eyes change right in front of me. It's way creepy. Well, that's disturbing. Sherry says, Charlie wanted an audit of the organization. Lorraine says, I agree with a lot she is saying about this particular situation. Never agreed with her prior to this. I think Candace is also playing her own part. That's well said. Jules says, what I find interesting is that I cannot think of any other widow of a famous figure acting like this. Deb says, Jenny has some really good books. Sherry says, I feel badly for Charlie. I think he really loved her. No, I think he did too. Lorraine says, Jenny McCarthy opened my eyes to vaccine injury 23 years ago. Wow. Lorraine says those are real tears. Yes, that's what I was going to type, more like sociopath characteristics than psychopath. Well said. Lorraine wants to know if the book was written by AI, and Jules says, no, it was already in editing when he was killed. And she says that it was on pre-sale before he was killed and that she still wants it, which that's awesome. That's good to know. Sherry says, it rubs me the wrong way. A grieving widow is hawking a book 3 months after her husband was violently killed. I do actually agree with that. It feels weird. It's all theater to distract us from whatever is going on behind closed doors, says Sherry. I totally agree with you. Let me check a couple other places. Gina says, it's awful. I just can't anymore with any of them. I know. Samuel says, did Charlie say he had a book coming out in December? I don't know if it was coming out or not. I just know that it feels weird. Okay. They are so money hungry right now, and they are capitalizing. So everything that they're accusing Candace of, they are guilty of. Full stop. And I feel like it's more like a gang or I don't know what the right is. That's not a sorority, but a clique where it's like, Charlie was ours, Candace. And if anybody's going to make money off of him, it's going to be us, not you. Like, that's how I feel about it. Now, Candace, on the other hand, is definitely making a lot of money, but she had a really good point. I'm not going to play this clip, but I watched her make this point in her defense of the interviewer that was interviewing Erica, asking about Candace, and what was the exact phrasing? Building her career off of Charlie's death. And Candace said the same thing that I was thinking. Candace built her career off the back of Alex Jones and then threw him under the bus. Her career was already built. People were already watching her. They were obsessed with the Macron and Brigitte and, you know, his wife being a man and all this, that, and the other. Like, Candace didn't need necessarily another grift, but she is a grifter. She does find things that get her lots of clicks. So Candace is doing what Candace has always done, which is push the envelope and make wild claims to get clicks. So she's not building her career on Charlie Kirk. Her career is already built. She's like the biggest name in town. Okay. One of, right? So that is absurd, that statement right there. But does it change the fact that Candace is doing this? And I'm sure she loves the numbers and she's making lots of money on this. Yeah, that's just what she does. Samuel says, seems like I saw a reel of him telling a college girl his book on the Sabbath was coming out in December. And that's fine. But it just still feels weird, right? It's like a cult or a secret society, Lorraine says. Well said. So there we go. That's all I got.
Okay. That's the end of the story.
That's the end of the show for real?
Yeah.
You had other stuff going on?
No, that we don't have anything else. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. We've been trying to end shows a little bit earlier, not just because we don't want to keep you guys up, because we definitely care about you, but because we're staying up way too late too, and we need to be able to get to bed.
No, we got fat cats are taking Ozempic now. That's
for
it.
real though.
Yeah,
like they're literally giving.
Could be a solution to terminal feline illnesses.
Do you have that up?
Yeah, I knew your post.
Hang on, I want to show them that. That's actually funny. Please don't give your cats Ozempic. Oh, Leah.
Chubby cats, it gives them hope for their,
Wet food will lower your cat's caloric diet. It's the dry food that puts on the chunk. If you want your cat to not live long. Well, see, here's the thing. They're saying that the fat cats won't live long regardless. I don't trust it. I do not at all trust.
So I do have one last thing. Do you want to hear a good news story?
Yeah, we need it.
A family in East Idaho received huge Christmas blessing from a Secret Santa after a terrible accident severely damaged their home. A mere 6 weeks after having her baby, Emma's family home was involved in a car crash in East Idaho. A truck ran a stop sign and ended up slamming into the house.
Wow.
While she was in the next room nursing her newborn, the incident wrecked the structure, leaving shattered windows, destroying a load-bearing wall, rupturing water lines, and also causing flooding. Load-bearing walls support a structure and evenly distribute weight, according to Crown Roofing. So no one was hurt in the incident, but the headache continued because the driver's insurance and the family's home insurance are with the same company, trapping Emma's family in an insurance stalemate.
What?
The family has struggled to recover after their residence was deemed unsafe. They had to move out for a time while the repairs crawled forward. The entire ordeal has put significant stress on the young mother. And so East Idaho's news team cheered them up and brought them a check to help them out.
No.
Hello there. Thank you for watching today. I'm Nate Eaton here with Josh Johnson and Jordan Wood. We are in Rigby, Idaho, and we have a surprise from an anonymous Secret Santa. Some gifts inside these boxes for a woman, I should say, named Emma. Just a month and a half after welcoming her long-awaited rainbow baby, Emma experienced a devastating accident. While her husband was away working a shift as a Pocatello firefighter, a speeding truck ran a stop sign and ended up leaving the roadway and crashing directly into her dining room. The impact shattered windows, destroyed a load-bearing wall, ruptured water lines, and caused flooding throughout the entire first floor and down into the basement. To make matters worse, the driver's insurance and the homeowner's insurance happened to be the same carrier, causing a conflict of interest that left her essentially unrepresented, or at least you don't have one insurance company fighting on your behalf. Initially, their home was deemed unsafe due to structural damage. The insurer approved a temporary Airbnb, which has offered some relief, but after a couple of months, they were forced to move back into the home once the water lines and heat were restored. The shattered load-bearing wall, though shored up on the house, is still only covered with plywood. And there's a lot of things that need to be done in the home and a lot of repairs that needs to happen. And so Secret Santa wondered what he could do for the family. So we have a couple things. One, they're driving a lot back and forth to get these things done. So Secret Santa got him a $1,000 gas card. Also got them $5,000 in gift cards to Fred Meyer so they can get things for their home. And we have a $5,000 check from Secret Santa inside the box. Now we understand that she is right now at a friend's house, and we are going to go and surprise her.
That's a surprise if they're not going to show up at your house.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We're looking for Emma.
That is me.
Okay, but Emma, you don't live here.
No, this is a rental.
Oh,
Airbnb.
You're an Airbnb, so this is
Yes.
where you're staying.
Yes.
Because of what happened.
So we had our baby in July, so I'm gonna cry. And then in August, a car hit our house, and it's just been a lot. And so our house has extensive damage, so we haven't been able to live there for many months now.
And it was just a random car crash that came through?
Yeah, so somebody ran a stop sign, and then they were hit on Lomax, and then that car that ran the stop sign somehow made it into our front dining room window.
Oh my God.
And so I was in the next room nursing my baby, my newborn, when it happened.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How are things today?
Things are okay. Both of our cars, my car's not running today, so I'm kind of trapped in Rigby while my husband's at work, but
And he works in Pocatello, right?
yes, he's a firefighter.
Oh wow, you guys are kind of going both ways.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been kind of crazy, but it is what it is.
Well, I'm glad nobody was hurt, because had
Yeah.
you been in that other room, who knows what could have happened.
Exactly, yeah. We were in the room right next to it, so I saw the car coming towards the house, and I kind of froze when it happened.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
Well, when will you get to move home?
Well, the plan is by the 1st of January, but it kind of keeps getting pushed back, and that's no fault of the restoration company. It's just contractors and things that keep coming up, so.
Wow. I'm so sorry that happened. That's why we're here. Our Secret Santa heard about you and asked us to bring you a gift. So we're glad that you're here today. And would you mind opening in front of us?
Yeah. Do you want me to say what it is?
Yeah, you can, or I can explain it if you
Okay.
can see there. So
Oh, sweet.
there's a bunch of gas cards for $1,000 because you guys are obviously driving a lot back and forth.
Yeah.
And then there's $5,000 in there from Fred Meyer.
Thank you.
To get whatever you might need for the baby, for the house, for whatever as you kind of rebuild and get back to normal.
Thank you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Well, let me give you one other present here.
Okay. Now let me set this down. Sorry, I'm like very
It's okay. And that lid you can pull off. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Yeah. All the best to you guys.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
That really means a lot. It's been really hard.
Yeah. Well, I guess more than anything, Secret Santa said just for us to send his love to you and your family, your husband and your baby, and
Okay.
hopefully you're back home before long.
Yeah, hopefully before Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. So good to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Take care.
Oh my gosh. Somebody call the ambulance.
Yay.
That is so exciting. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. That was a tearjerker. Sherry says, who else is crying?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And that is what Christmas is all about. You know, I was reading everybody wants to take the goodness out of everything. You know, people were saying that some Jews wrote White Christmas and some other ones, and they did. And the whole point was to take Jesus out of Christmas.
Oh, stop
and
it.
to take it over. And it's like, well, you can't. It's literally called Christmas.
First of all, if you've ever seen White Christmas, they do talk about Jesus. So, like, it's not like a completely
Yes, they do.
So
they do. So you're not taking my Jesus
Lorraine
out
says,
of
so
here.
beautiful. Sherry's raising her hand too. Yes, she's crying. I'm not crying. You're
I'm
crying.
not crying. You're crying.
Okay, so we are going to sing a Christmas carol. Now, we actually talked about, we've received a couple of cards and an Amazon package. Here's the thing. This is the time of year where if you guys send us anything to our P.O. box, we just start saving them for our Christmas special. So if you send us something that you want us to open ahead of the Christmas special, please let us know, or it's going to just sit there unopened. That has happened. It's given us some issues in the past, but it still is our policy to do that, to save everything for the Christmas special. Let's see. Joanne says, you got to remember Candace's husband is loaded. Candace doesn't need the money. That's so true. That's a good point. Samuel says, seems like I saw a reel of him telling a college girl his book on the Sabbath was coming out in December. Oh, yeah. Okay. So before I go anywhere, I have two things that I want to advertise for you guys here today. So stick with me for 1 second. Right now, this week's sale is on our deodorant, right? So on shop.resistancechicks.com, what I did is I took $4 off of whether you either buy the stick or the jar. That makes them either $10.95 or $11.95, and then you take 10% off of that with promo code Christmas 2025. So if you want to stock up on deodorant, now is the time to do that, because essentially it'll be either $9.95 or $10.95, which is the cheapest we've ever done that.
Or you want to tell all of your family members that they need, but thanks be to God, who always leads us triumphantly as captives in Christ, and through us spreads everywhere the fragrance of the knowledge of him. For we are to God the sweet aroma of Christ among those who are being saved and those who are perishing. To one, we are an odor of death and demise, and to the other, a fragrance that brings life. 2 Corinthians 2, we call it Perfume Day Jesus. Wrote a song about that when I was 16, because that's this fragrance that you will smell like if you actually have a Christian. If you are a Christian, then you will smell like Jesus, because this does not make you smell like anything but yourself. Right. That's why we call it that. It covers up all bad bacteria so that you can smell like you.
Yes.
The best you are.
Now.
And not Old Spice or Degree or...
So that's our sale that's going on. Now, I have not decided what next week is going to be like our last kind of week of sales, because I'm trying to get things out to you guys in time for Christmas. Okay. So starting on Tuesday, the 16th, we will be running probably a pretty significant sale, and it'll probably be on the collections. That's kind of what I'm thinking, and it'll be big because it'll be on a collection, which is already a reduced price. Then you're going to get 10% off of that. So I just want to let you know in advance what sale is going to be next week. Okay. So probably I'll put every collection that we have on sale, even if it's the Better Beard Duos, things like that. And I might make a couple of different types of collections if I have the time. We'll see, and put those on sale too.
Any iPillow collections.
Right. But before I go anywhere, I want to tell you the calendar is still going to happen. Even if we have to do a January to January calendar, or what I mean, like even if it gets pushed out, that is going to happen. The Resistance Chicks Homestead Almanac. It's going to be really, really fun, and I'm super excited about it. If you're like us, every year we buy about 5 different calendars for our house and family. Uncle Jack gets one, the kitchen gets one, I get one. We usually put one somewhere else. So we usually end up with like 4 or 5 different calendars. Okay. So you can also buy, and this is available for pre-sale right now, our own Kimberly Wenzel, whose daughter Kira plays the outro on Holy Mountain that you hear at the end of every show. She used to go to Pastor Neil Peterson's church, so we know them. You guys, if you've ever seen any of the really cool pictures from the events from Neil's, Kimberly probably took those. She is a photographer, and she's known on Facebook as the Butler Butterfly Lady. She used to do calendars. And because I brought up the calendar, I asked her if she would be willing to do a calendar of pictures that she has taken of her life's work. I know you do more than just butterflies, but which are the butterflies. Okay. So these are her all original pictures that are going to be in her calendar, which are absolutely beautiful. If you want to order them, the calendars are going to be $25 each, which includes shipping. That's crazy cheap. Ours probably won't be that cheap. They'll probably be $25 for the calendar. I don't know how much they're going to be yet, because I have to get, our cost is going to be a little bit different. But if you want to pre-order them, you can do so by emailing her. Kim, you can put it in the chat. I know you had it listed here.
You can follow her at the
You can follow her at Butler Butterfly Lady on Facebook. Kim, can you put your email address, please? Oh, there it is. It's butlerbutterflylady@gmail.com. Butlerbutterflylady@gmail.com. Why is that not letting me copy that? At gmail.com. I want you guys to get these calendars. Please support Kim. We have to support each other, or what else are we doing?
Abigail, I don't know how we get people to Abigail's because I think her Facebook page is private to just friends. I can't share it, but she is making the Bible covers, or the journal covers.
Not just covers, they're actual journals. They have paper in them and everything. They're leather. If you guys would like to order one of Abigail's journals, send me an email and I will connect you with her. And they're really pretty. Like, they're leather. They are hand engraved. I don't know what it's called when you do leather work. And they're really, really amazing. So, so I definitely want to advertise for you guys for what you guys are doing, because it is so important. So we are going to sing a Christmas carol here, but I wanted to advertise for the calendar and then also for our sale, and to let you know what sales are coming up, and to let you know that we are going to be doing our calendar. It just hasn't happened yet. We've been super busy. I've been filling orders. Which, thank you.
It'd just be something fun after Christmas. I think that it'll come out what we call for the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be
all right. How about We Three Kings?
Okay. Nope.
No.
Michelle starts it. We three. Nope.
That's really low.
I need it that low. I can't sing it any higher.
Sing it that low. I'll have to follow.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar. Field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Okay, we can bring it up a little bit. Try again.
Why? That's good. We're doing good.
No,
it's like a harmony.
It's fine. It's not a harmony though. That's not called harmony though. We're both singing the same notes.
Born a king on
Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Frankincense to offer have I, incense owes of deity night, prayer and praising, all men raising, worship him, O God on high. Myrrh is mine, it's a bitter perfume, breathes a life of gathering gloom, sorrow sighing, bleeding, dying, sealed in a stone cold tomb. Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Heaven sings, Alleluia, Alleluia. The earth replies, oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. That was good. That was actually in a good key.
There we go. Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Israel. Oh, come thou day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here.
I don't have these lyrics up.
Disperse the gloomy clouds of night.
I just meant for them.
And death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come,
I have plenty of other lyrics here.
Okay. Oh, come, O wisdom from on high, who ordered all things mightily. To us the path of knowledge show, and teach us in its ways to go. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
Let's go to verse 5.
O come, O Key of David, come, and open wide our heavenly home. Make safe for us the heavenward road, and bar the way to death's abode. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
Very good.
Woo!
Those were
All
good.
right. Merry Christmas. I had a young man. I was taking stuff back to Kohl's.
Yeah.
We had to get like 500 heater parts to get the one that works, the furnace.
But it's working. And we don't use our furnace, but Patriot Gallery has really been wanting, like, especially if she's taking a shower, she likes to crank that puppy up. So we usually just heat with our wood burning stove. But she wants
coming
the,
this weekend,
yeah.
you know, it kicks on at the zeros.
No, it does. So our wood burning stove keeps us totally comfortable as long as things are above like 25. Below 25.
Actually, no, like for real,
Really?
like
Think
for a
so?
high, for a high.
That's what I mean.
Because when it goes down to the teens, it's fine.
At night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like a daytime high of like 25 and we're okay. If it starts to get below that, the wood burning stove isn't keeping the house as warm as you're comfortable. You just have to put more clothes.
It's comfortable for me. When it gets down to, it will just kick on. But Mom keeps it at 70. I've kicked it down to 65. But anyways, I get to go to Kohl's.
Yeah.
Return these parts, and the cute little teenager there doing the thing. He's like, "Happy holidays." He's so cute, and I said, "Merry Christmas."
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
I keep saying Merry Christmas in response to the Happy Holidays. Here's the thing. I actually have never had a problem with Happy Holidays. It's a saying that you say at Christmas. The reason why we have a problem with it is because people were instructed
to say that instead of
to
Merry
say
Christmas.
that and not be allowed to say Merry Christmas.
Because the holidays were supposed to be Christmas and New Year. That's all that anybody celebrates. There's no Kwanzaa. Nobody's doing Hanukkah.
Well, no, people have always done Hanukkah.
Nobody is making a big deal about Hanukkah.
Yeah, but the
around
people
this
that
time.
celebrate Hanukkah couldn't care less if you say Merry Christmas to them. Never had a Jewish person offended at that. So they're not the people making a big stink about it. The only people that are offended are the people that are trying to make up something.
They make up an offense.
They make up an offense. So yeah, I'm totally, that's good for you that you said
Your
Merry Christmas
face
back.
is offensive to me.
Leah. All right, we're going to sign off here. Thank you for being here. We will be here on Sunday for our World News program. This week we did an Outliers series, time slot. Fantastic episode. I mentioned it earlier. Our interview with Trinity Debt Management, but we call it Financial Freedom because if you have been buried underneath credit card debt and high interest rates, you will love this interview. If you have ever had it happen to you in the past, you will love this interview. And if you sympathize and empathize with resistance chicks at all, you will still love this interview. It was a really, really good show. So there's that. We did do a really fascinating Healing for the Fractured Soul on Wednesday. or Tuesday, and
More of
Revelation
you
Red Pill.
need that one than you know.
So that is not the end of that subject. We are
schizophrenia. It's more people are schizophrenic than you know. There's 1 in 100, and you're probably
that's a minimum. I believe it's probably way more than that.
And we talked about this prodromal phase. It usually happens right around you're in your teens and early adolescence up to 35. But I was listening to a show where a woman was saying that a lot of women, low estrogen, it happens. They can get schizophrenic. They used to lock women up.
I know.
For hysteria after
because
menopause.
It's adrenal. So
they're starting to have hallucinations.
I'm not saying that Michelle's healing for the soul is going to cure anything, but what I have come to realize is that the 2 times that I had mental breaks, I believe that if I did not have God, this, and Leah, okay, and my family
Just
supporting me,
keep you from tipping over.
I think because if you go into that adrenal fatigue, it turns into adrenal shutdown, which then I believe
and so the
leads
symptoms
to schizophrenia
are hallucinations, hearing voices, and being paranoid and disorganized thoughts.
But it can masquerade just as depression and failure to thrive.
Most of us think that those things are like genetic or that like something neurologically is going wrong.
No, I don't think that's it.
Actually, it's hormonally wrong and vitamin wrong. So actually schizophrenia is like more of a vitamin hormonal balance mixed with trauma.
And it's triggered because it's the high stress that causes your system to shut down. Okay. And so I was talking to somebody today and they had just been told that they were autistic and they were really excited about this diagnosis because they're like, oh, now everything starts to make sense. And then I'm talking to them and I'm telling them about Tuesday's show and they're like, hang on, we need to talk. Because now I'm putting words in their mouth, but essentially our conversation was
he's had the voices and some
So I think that I've been scouring my brain and so many people that I love that are fully functioning, amazing members of society. You're normal. You're fine. Stop thinking that there's something like literally wrong with you. These people have schizophrenia, but it can be healed. Not just God can heal you. There are physical answers as well. And we're going to dig into, this is going to be our Mr. Holland's opus. All right. This is going to be what we dig into because so many of you are affected by this. I think I went into what was going to be a schizophrenic episode, which thank God did not end up getting that far, but was going to. Okay. And so I think that it's totally misunderstood. The person that I was talking to today, you know what they said to me? When I first mentioned this, they said, so what is schizophrenia? They didn't even know. So what we do is we have this, we put it as para. We don't know what it is, so we don't talk about it.
About it in the movies, it's actually more people you're walking around. You're just it's less conspicuous than you will ever know. It's oddities.
Yeah.
It's people that maybe they write things on social media and you don't quite understand them.
Exactly.
Maybe it's a lot of conspiracy theorists.
The Q people, ton of the Q people.
I would say almost all of the targeted individuals.
Yeah.
Are all schizophrenic.
Yeah, but it's not your fault. Like it's not.
Yeah,
so
they
there's
think
nothing.
the FBI is following them. They feel like the CIA has
But
them.
I know, like literally in the past 2 days, I have been texting Leah names. This person. As soon as I text Leah their name, she's like, oh yeah. So I want to go on I am so happy because I'm like, okay, we can go on and let's fix it.
Right.
Let's fix it. And that's what we're going to do. That's what Resistance Chicks are going to do. You guys can pray for us. There will be books coming. There will be, God's going to allow it in the name of Jesus.
Just say God willing, Lord willing.
Something. Now, podcasts are our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue to do podcasts about it. But I think that the more we dig into this and the more we showcase it to you guys, probably the next couple of weeks on Healing for the Fractured Soul, unless God brings something else to Leah's attention, we'll probably be digging deeper into this.
Well,
and how
I think
normal
the
it is.
surrounding things, we're going to dig in. We need to dig into bipolar. We need to dig into borderline so that you can see where your relatives or you might fit.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this, guys, we all fit somewhere in this, and it's a spectrum and we're all on it.
So don't steal the title. Don't steal the title of my book. We're all a little crazy.
Oh, is that what it's going to be?
We're all a little crazy.
We're all a little crazy.
We're all a little cray-cray.
Mm-hmm. Lorraine says, Jesus got my back in front and angels hedged about on every side. Amen. Chris says, I need to keep the oil of joy on my thyroid and behind my ears. Thanks for sharing this blessed recipe. Oh, that's awesome. Praise God. Lorraine says, it's a nutritional deficiency mostly on top of a bunch of other traumas and lies on top of it. And then, and here's the thing, why I believe that God's called resistance chicks to do this, and we'll end with this. Then you throw in the demons.
Yeah, and then
and they're there too. So it's like nobody's addressing this from a full frontal, the nutrition, the demonic, the trauma,
the hormones.
I've never
Stress.
seen anybody put all of that together to address these things.
No, the deliverance
and that's what we're doing.
people are not allowed into the other side.
No, exactly.
And the deliverance people don't go into the other side, like, and say, hey, that's what I've often felt like when we've had prayer requests for people. I'm going to give you like actual answers before we just start praying for a miracle.
Yeah. Because you need to have the hope.
I have found that like when I'm praying for people, like it,
God
my
gives
whole
actual answers. Yeah.
not even God, but like I'm like, hey, let me address this practically first.
That's good. Yeah.
You know,
Lorraine says, we're peculiar people, not crazy. Okay, but it's a good title for the book. She says, I'm applying my healing for the fractured soul oil right now. I just did, actually, because Leah did it before the show.
So without Christ, and there's a lot of scriptures on this, it says that as they refused to retain God in their knowledge, he gave them up to reprobate mind.
Yeah.
And so the only parts of our brain that are crazy
are the ones that
are the parts that aren't renewed.
Amen. That's good.
So we're all a little crazy because we're all on a journey to Christ
and renewing our minds.
So every day you're going to find, that's a part of me that doesn't really know, like not driving with God right now today.
Yeah.
So let's renew that part of my brain. That part is a little crazy.
That's true. That's so good. Kathy over on Facebook says, what about parasites found out? Oh, and then there's the parasites too. When people get cancer is because of parasites. Once they detox, the cancer has disappeared.
Yeah.
So then there's that aspect too. That's would be where I would put in the nutritional category that we're talking about. Yes. So we're not going to dismiss that either.
And
I'm going to do a parasite cleanse.
And I am trying it on myself first.
Methylene blue. I just took some today.
My pee is green. And I have noticed an uptick in motivation that because of stress in my life used to be there. And so it was like a little bit, it turns it on a little bit. I've also found that like if I stop a day, it's kind of and I don't really feel a difference like the next day. And then I feel it better if I've stopped a day and I take it the next day. So like every day doesn't work as well
company that
as,
I
like,
got
every
ours
other
from,
day.
they said to take it every 3 days.
Okay.
So I've been taking it about every 3 days.
You don't really notice the pick me up the second day, but then I noticed that if I keep taking it every day, it's not as much.
Okay.
But then but I don't know. I'm trying different, you know.
Yeah. All I know is that I did have brain fog for a while. Now I don't, but that's from a bunch of other things too, I think, that have helped. All right. We love you guys. God loves you. God bless. Sherry says, I'm doing a detox in January. That sounds good. Lorraine says, okay, I'm a little touched, but I got the mind of Christ. That's a good title. That's a good title. Lorraine says, take a parasite killer daily, BSO, black walnut hull, and pumpkin seeds. No, that's good. Those are all really good things. Don't forget, if you want to order your calendar, butlerbutterflylady@gmail.com, butlerbutterflylady@gmail.com. Pre-order your calendar now. You can still get our calendar when we put ours out. It's going to be completely different. You definitely need more than one. These pictures are beautiful. I'm getting this calendar, which I'm super excited about. I haven't pre-ordered mine yet, Kim, but I'm going to. So very, very excited. We love you. I think I said that already. We'll see you next time right here from resistancechicks.com. That'll be Sunday for our World News program. You guys are amazing. And I hope that you have a wonderful, blessed weekend.